sauce shit. What you want me to prove?
Spacey got the sauce on. Spacey got the sauce on. Spacey got the sauce on.
What's going on, my beautiful people? How y'all feeling out there? Shout out to the early No Cap crew in the building. It's a pleasure to see y'all. How y'all feeling? If you're watching the replay, you can always support the channel by sending a super thanks. That's the heart shape with the $sign in it, right underneath the video. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Let's get it.
Video with your boy Freezy. Join in tonight. No captivity. Only the boss motherfucking bitches fuck with motherfucking Freezy. It's no captivity. Get into it.
Sauce shit. What you want me to prove?
Spacey got the sauce on.
Should parents stay together for the kids, especially if you're married? And we're talking about people who already had kids together. We're not talking about people who have sex and conceive and then it was just a one-night stand and you break up. I mean, you don't, not even break up, you don't even get together, you just have sex. I'm talking about people who actually solidified a relationship, had children, had an understanding that they was gonna be together. But stuff started getting shaky and murky. Should those people stay together for the kids? We're gonna talk about it, No Cap crew. Let's get it.
Spacey got the sauce on.
Cap-tivity with your boy Freezy. Join in tonight. No Cap-tivity. Only the boss motherfucking bitches fuck with motherfucking Freezy. It's no Cap-tivity. Get into it.
Sauce boy shit, what you want me to prove?
Spacey got the sauce on.
If you haven't hit the like button, please hit that like button. Do so at this time. My beautiful No Cap crew, all my brothers and sisters. If you're watching from the clouds and you made a decision to do that the entire show, hit that like button. I promise you, you'll feel good.
Spacey got the sauce on. Spacey got the sauce on.
With your boy Freezy. Join in tonight. No Cap-tivity. Only the boss motherfucking bitches fuck with motherfucking Freezy. It's no Cap-tivity. Get into it.
I got it. Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America? America. Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America? America. America. Beautiful. Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Who wants to come back with us to America? To America.
Times in our lives, we all have pain. We all have sorrow. Then I look at Wayne and I know that he We'll be ugly tomorrow. Lean on me when you're my cousin, and I'll be your friend. I help you carry on, for it won't be long that I'm gonna need my cousin to care.
No captivity. Freezy.
What up? You are officially locked in to No Captivity with Freezy, where we tackle issues that sometimes have us trapped in this thing that we call life. But if you know me, you know my motto. To free yourself, you must heal yourself. And if you're rock with your boy, please hit that like and subscribe button hard right now. And also comment and share this video. That is if you're rock with your boy, Freezy.
No captivity.
How y'all feeling out there? Yeah. Shout out to the early No Cap crew in the building. It's a beautiful day in Florida, approximately 85 degrees with a sunny weather of terminal orange. I do see some new faces in the No Cap crew this evening, and we're going to do a roll call. Today is going to be a hangout day, but we're going to discuss the main topic: should people stay together for the sake of the kids? Now, the reason why I asked this question is because I've heard a lot of opinions throughout my time on YouTube and participating in discussions. And believe it or not, there's more than one viewpoint that people have when looking at this question or when trying to answer this question. You understand what I'm saying? But I want to talk about it. I want to know what y'all think, right? I really want to know what y'all think. But before we actually get into it, right? If you haven't hit the like button yet, make sure you hit that like button. It just always feel good when you see the light goes up one notch. You know what I'm saying? When you see that light go up, when you see it raise, when it go from 5 to 6, you feel that much better, right? And also, if you don't like something I say, if you don't like the title of the show, if you don't like something, just hit the dislike button. That's what YouTube made the dislike button for. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Hit that dislike button. I encourage you. And to support this platform or to support stories of this magnitude, you could always send, especially if you want your comments read and highlighted. And more importantly, to help keep the lights on. You feel what I'm saying? To help keep the lights on. The big light is for the sponsor of the show. That's the only time the big light flash. And what I'm flashing, the reason why I'm flashing it now is because Mark Perez, tax coach, is starting out as the sponsor of today's show in the beginning, right, for a little bit, because he gave a total of $20 the last show. And we appreciate Mark. Thank you, Mark. Thank you so much.
No captivity.
The other way to help the No Cap crew keep the lights on is to send a cash cap, aka Cash App, to $Freezy 1976. That's $Freezy 1976.
No captivity.
I think it's about time for that roll call. What y'all think? Let's get to it. Shout out to It Is What It Is podcast, aka Hassan Tair is in the building. He said to support the show, hit the Cash App, $Freezy 1976. Shalom, Hassan.
No captivity.
Shout out to Jerome in the house. I say Jerome in the house, Watch your mouth. Jerome says, What did Jerome say? Y'all knew them mother effers weren't gonna last from the start. Y'all knew that. Shalom, Jerome.
No captivity.
Shout out to my brother. My brother, Emperor Kojak 313, the great, all the way from the D. And it ain't no pause on that, because y'all know what I mean. Shout out to Emperor Kojak 313. Make sure y'all subscribe to his gaming channel as well. Emperor, shalom. Appreciate you, bro. Always good to see you.
No captivity.
Shout out to my sister, Miss Randy B, in the building. Always keeping it thorough. Always looking out for her brother. Always brightening up the room. Shalom, sis.
No captivity.
Shout out to my sister, Phoenix. Always giving her brother encouraging words on and offline. Always holding her brother down. Thank you, sis. We love you. Not just me. We. Shalom, sis.
No captivity.
Shout out to Adrian Robinson. He already came straight out the gate, straight through the door hollering, "Hey, Freezy, it's up there, dog. It's up there." That's what my dog Adrian Robinson hollering, man. Shalom to Adrian Robinson.
No captivity.
Shout out to Dr. Frizzle Frost, a warrior spirit in the building. What's going on, Frizzle? From the muck, that is. Shout out to Frizzle in the building, man. Always good to see my family. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. We love you. Thank you, bro. Shalom.
No captivity.
Shout out to my darling Miss Piggy. She said, hey, Freezy, and the No Cow crew. What's going on, Miss Piggy? Always good to see Miss Piggy. She's the original No Cow crew. I'm talking about from the dirt. Thank you, Miss Piggy, always holding us down. Shalom,
no
sis.
No captivity.
Shout out to my sister, Fanny P. Fanny P, she say, we here. That's right. Let them know, sis. Let them know we here and we ain't going nowhere. Shalom to my sister, Fanny P.
No captivity.
Shout out to my brother, Zoe, in the building. Zoe, what's going on? Zoe had another, he had another comment. Let me find it. Zoe said, what did Zoe say? Zoe said, good question. Let me find it. I think that's what Zoe said. Yeah, he said, great question, Freezy. Thank you, Zoe. I really appreciate that, Zoe. Thank you, Zoe. And let me tell y'all something. Zoe is one of the ones, the insightful ones here in these spaces, man, that I always enjoy talking to. Thank you, Zoe, for being here, bro. Shalom to you, bro. Shalom, shalom.
No captivity.
Let's see. As Zoe, say Zoe. Question. Here for Slithery. Shalom. What's going on, Ed here? He say all these ultimatums and are now leading people who have never been in the game to never be in the game. For Slithery. Shalom, Ed here.
No captivity.
Let's see. Shout out to my brother, Nightish. Nightish, what's going on? I'm talking about, this is one of the brothers, man. Always thorough. You can't pull no punches with Nightish. I'm telling you right now, Nightish gonna keep it thorough and 10 toes down. And make sure y'all go to Nightish's channel and subscribe. All you gotta do is click on his name and hit subscribe. Shout out to my brother Nightish. Shalom.
No captivity.
Let's see. And there he go. My Ark in the building. Huh? My Ark. Always in the Bible. Always read scriptures. Huh? No weapon formed against us shall prosper. Shout out to my Ark, your car in the building. Shalom.
No captivity.
And make sure y'all do what my Ark said. Like, share, and subscribe. Let's get it. And I think I see somebody new, but they are, I don't know if this is a brother or a sister. Can you let me know if this is a brother or sister? Darayahu bin Dora. Darayahu bin Dora. Darayahu bin Dora. And they already telling me shalom. And obviously they're my brother or sister in the faith. Thank you for being here. Darayahu bin Dora. Thank you. Shalom.
No captivity.
Shalom to you. Always good to see brothers and sisters. Thank you. Let's see. Who else do we have in the building? Trey Day, what's going? He say, whoa, Shalom, Freeze. Hey, hey, get it.
No captivity.
Shalom, bro. What's going on, Trey? Trey got that fresh line. He got that fresh haircut too, man. Damn, I wish I still had my hair. Shout out to Trey Day. Shout out to Next Level. MF in the bill. He said, yo, what up, dog? What up, Freezy? Next Level, what's going on with you, man? Huh? Next Level held me down yesterday on the panel, man. Appreciate you, Next Level. Shalom, bro.
No captivity.
And make sure y'all go subscribe to Next Level's channel, too. All you got to do is click on Next Level's name and hit subscribe. Make sure you do that. Shout out to Mr. Midnight. He said, what's happening, everyone? Do y'all notice that everybody, the No Cap crew just have like the coolest greetings? You know what I'm saying? We type how we talk. Mr. Midnight say, what's happening, everybody?
No captivity.
Let's see. Who else? We got DJ Second. DJ Second in the building. DJ Second say, sup, Freezer? Ain't nothing, bro. Ain't nothing. I'm just sipping on this black tea. I'm just sipping on this black tea. That's it. That's it, man. Shout out to DJ Second in the mix. Shalom.
No captivity.
Let's see. KP from KC5. KP from KC5 in the house as usual. Good to see you, KP, in the building. He said, what up? Shalom to KP.
No captivity.
How y'all feeling, man? How are y'all feeling?
No captivity.
Time to get started. It's time to have a discussion. All right? Go to your fridge. Get you some cold to drink. Make sure you put a lot of ice in that drink. That's what my daddy used to do. He used to get a cup this big. How many of y'all had family members get a cup this big and fill it up with ice and then fill the whole thing up with soda? Huh? And just and they get he'll get the last corner of soda and make sure it fizzle and fizz, that it make that fizz sound right in front of you. Yeah. Don't y'all hate the people that do that? They take the last bit of soda, they get a cup full of ice, they fill the cup up with ice. First of all, they get the last ice cube. Then they fill the cup up with ice, and then they take the soda and take the last soda. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. It probably was a 1/2 or 2 liter in that bottle. But they pour so much soda, the cup is so big, they fill the whole cup up, and they make sure they pour the last little bit of soda, and then they make sure it fizz. They make sure you hit a fizz too, just so you can get mad. You feel what I'm saying?
No captivity.
Y'all, let's get started. Let's not even waste no time. Let me see if I got cash apps yet. Do I got cash? Oh, wow. Got cash caps already. We got a cash cap already. No super caps yet, but we got a cash cap. Let's see who left the cash cap. Oh, whoa. We got a co-sponsor. We do have a co-sponsor. A brother from another mother. Shalom to all. Yes. We do have a. Now listen. Keesif 12, if that's somebody, let me know who that is in the chat, because I don't recognize your Cash App name. Let me know who that is in the chat so I can call you out properly. Frank, let me know who you are in the chat so I can call you out properly. The Cash App, whoever left a $20 cash cap, so I can make sure I call your name out the way it reads in the chat. You feel what I'm saying? Let me bring it up on the screen. Thank you. And guess what? Guess what they just ignited? Guess what they just ignited? They ignited the big light. Yes, they did. They ignited the big light.
No captivity.
Shout out to Frank Whitaker for their $20 cash cap. And he wrote, a brother from another mother. Shalom to all.
No captivity.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Always good to see a brother in the truth. I appreciate you, man. Shalom to you, man. And let me see. So I'm gonna just put Frank for now until they let me know who actually sent it in the chat. So I'll just put Frank for now. So Frank is also a sponsor of tonight's show. $20. Shout out to Frank, man. Shout out to Frank. Shout out to Frank.
No Cap-tivity.
So listen. Okay, so nobody wrote nothing yet, so I guess Frank is okay. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Thank y'all for helping us keep the lights on this evening. Before we get started, I want to recognize a new inductee into the No Cap campaign. I want to recognize a new inductee into the No Cap campaign. Okay? Let me see. And this came to us, this No Cap campaign comes to us from Mark. Mark Boast, one of the No Cap crew. He posted this on his Instagram stories. Mark Boast posted this on his Instagram stories. And he is officially a part of the No Cap campaign. And to be a part of the No Cap campaign, you can share anything you like about the No Cap crew or No Cap-tivity with Freezy and share it to any one of your social media platforms. And you could screenshot it and send it to my email at freezy76@gmail.com. Or you could tag me in it on Instagram just like Mark Boast did, Mark Castro. And this is what he did, y'all. Shout out to Mark Castro.
Yeah.
We gotta stop caring, y'all. Okay?
Say that again. Say it again.
Just work hard.
Yeah, Freezy. Yeah.
In your mind, you're like, I'm just two different people. I am. I definitely am. Vanilla and Etienne are two.
Cap.
Can women separate the two? She said in her mind she's two different people. When she's at sex work, she shows her body. She does raunchy stuff. She does salacious stuff. When she's at home, she cooks, she cleans. She knows how to separate the two. Does any one of the men understand that or agree with that? Does any one of the women understand that? Matter of fact, let me put a poll in the chat.
I don't understand that, Freezy. Well, maybe she can find somebody that do understand it. You know what I mean? Maybe she can find that. But
separate.
Nah, I can't make that sense.
Shout out to Mark Castro for being a part of the No Cap campaign and sharing the platform.
No Cap-tivity.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Just made me feel good, man, when y'all do that. But one thing I do want to know, just for a conversation starter, y'all know we always got to do a conversation starter. Have any one of y'all thought about when women wear weave or wigs, how do they get it? Listen, we pay so much money, right? Not me, I don't wear weave, but I'm just saying, especially women, and I'm not just going to say, I'm going to stop saying black women, because at this point, not only black women wear weave and wigs, white women wear wigs, Latino women wear wigs, hell, even Chinese women wear wigs, right? But have y'all ever thought about how much Western women pay for the wigs or the weave, or even the lace fronts, right? But how much the women that actually cut their hair off get paid? Have y'all ever thought about how much the women that actually possessed the hair prior, how much they get paid for cutting their hair off? And I know some of you women, I've heard that some of you women pay hundreds of dollars, sometimes over $1,000 just for weave, right? How much do you think those women that actually cut their weave off get paid? Let's look at how much. Let's look at how much they possibly get paid. Let's see. Here we go. Y'all see this? Now she's willingly getting her hair cut off. You guys, listen, our women are breaking their necks for this hair, and this woman is freely getting her hair cut. Like it ain't nothing. She's going bald. She's going bald to get paid. And y'all going through all kind of changes to get her hair. But y'all paying top dollar, hundreds of dollars, over $1,000 sometimes. Let's see how much she get after she goes bald. Just to give her hair away. Let's see how much they give her. What is this? Yep, that's the hair. That's the hair somebody's gonna be wearing. Look at that. Y'all see that? Do y'all see what that lady gave her? That's probably that. What is this? That's probably less than. What is this? What is it? Do y'all see that? What do y'all think that is in American dollars? They're probably 50 cents in American dollars.
No Cap-tivity.
She probably giving that lady 50 cents. This lady went bald. Just so y'all can have some. That hair probably cost $500 in the United States of America. Emperor said $2.50. Well, at least you gave her $2 more than I did. That lady, she got paid $2.50. We're gonna go with what Emperor said. She got paid $2.50. And some lucky woman in America probably paid $300 to $500 for that same hair. Come on now. Conversation started. That's a conversation starter. I just wanted to start with that. Shout out. Let's see who all just came in the building. Cause I thought I just seen some new people. Shout out to Game Changing Kennels in the building. Shalom.
No Cap-tivity.
Shout out to Yvette Marie, my sister, in the building. Shalom.
No Cap-tivity.
Let's see. Shout out to my sister. Shout out to my sister, Jess J, in the building. Make sure y'all subscribe to Village Aura 9. Make sure you click on her name and hit the subscribe button. Shalom, sis.
No Cap-tivity.
Shout out to my brother, Chicago Rilla, my longtime friend, been on this space. And just in case some of y'all don't know, Tawana G stopped by yesterday, and Tawana G's gonna be stopping by on the regular. And Chicago Rilla always stop by from time to time. And he's also one of the longtime cast members on, or panel members on the Lapeef Network. Shout out to Chicago Rilla.
No Cap-tivity.
Did I see anybody else new in the building? Let me see. Is that it? Okay, we got YK Simba. How you doing, YK Simba? Good to see you, bro. Shalom.
No Cap-tivity.
Good to see YK Simba in the building. Make sure y'all welcome YK. Okay. Shout out to the No Cap crew. So let's keep going. A lot of times when y'all do y'all take Uber? Does anybody take Uber? Put a 1 in the chat if you take Uber, if you take ride share. Does anybody ride share very frequently? Ain't no shame in it. If you ride share, let me know. Anybody that rides Uber. Okay? I know it can be very convenient to just, call for a ride share and they come pick you up. You ain't got to do no driving. You ain't got to do no parking. No, they just take you where you got to go, drop you off, and come pick you up and bring you back home, right? Well, I want y'all to look at this right here. sometimes it ain't that simple. Ride share that. I mean, here's a I don't know if this is an Uber driver or a Lyft driver, but he's picking up his rider. He's waiting on the person to get into the car. I want y'all to see how this plays out. Watch this.
Diamond,
Yeah. Go. You finna shoot up the car.
shoot up the car.
Yeah, go.
Did y'all hear that? The girl told the rideshare driver, go. He finna shoot up the car. What kind of shit is what?
No captivity.
Why would you get in a Uber or a Lyft knowing your boyfriend or your whoever that is, your husband, your boyfriend, or a dude that you're effing? I'm trying to stop cussing as much. If you know you finna get shot at, why would you put somebody else's life in danger? Why? I need y'all to watch it from its entirety one more again.
Diamond,
Yeah. Go. You finna shoot up the car.
shoot up the car.
Yeah, go.
What the fuck? What is that?
Go.
What the fuck is that?
This clown actually shot at the damn Uber driver. Like when I first seen it, I thought it was a prank. No. Whoever she was running from, whoever she was coming, like getting in the car to get away from, they actually was trying to shoot up the car. They was trying to shoot her. But my question is, what were y'all doing before you got into the rideshare? Were you hiding somewhere and waiting for the rideshare to arrive? Where were you? You couldn't have been in front of him if he was crazy enough to shoot you. But as soon as she got in the rideshare, she told this man, go. He's about to shoot up the car.
What the fuck was that?
He just shot at the car.
For what?
Let me call the police.
Man, fuck this shit.
Let me call the police, Cuddy.
Shout out to all the Uber drivers out there. Is this what y'all go through? I did not know being a rideshare driver was this dangerous. I did not know that. I got a whole new level of respect for rideshare drivers. I did not know it was this dangerous. I didn't know that.
I'm at the girl.
Listen, she said she's about to call the police. As soon as the police come, they need to take her ass to jail too. Real talk. One more time. We're gonna stop it at the gunshots this time.
Diamond,
Yeah. Go. You finna shoot up the car.
shoot up the car.
Yeah, go.
What the fuck? What is that?
Go.
What the fuck is that?
That girl need to be ashamed of her.
This one here for the thug.
That girl need to be ashamed of herself. And what kind of psychopath actually waiting for her to get in the damn Uber? Listen, what? I'm saying these killers nowadays that I'm talking about, the new age killers, they different. These killers are being way more courteous, aren't they? They have way more manners. They're waiting on you to get in the Uber before they shoot. Oh, let me see when she getting in that Uber. Oh, she getting in that bitch. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I'm about to shoot this bitch up. What? They waited for her to get in. And I'm saying it was a dude. It might have been a woman. It might have been a female. It might have been one of them, what is it called? It might have been one of those pronouns. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Might have been one of them pronouns. Shot up that damn car. But I'm telling you, these killers is different, ain't they? These killers got manners. They gonna wait till you get in the car and then shoot. They gonna wait till you call your Uber. These killers nowadays, they wait till you call your Uber and then shoot. That's crazy. That whole scene didn't make no sense. Go. He about to shoot up the car. Well, what the hell you got in the car for? Why did you get in the car? Why did you call a ride share? Why did you want to share these shots? Why did you want to share these shots? Can I show y'all something? How many of y'all seen the Michael Jackson Thriller video? Put a one in the chat if you've seen the Michael Jackson Thriller video. Did y'all know they got the Michael Jackson Thriller video in 4K? Did y'all know that? Did y'all know Michael Jackson Thriller video is in 4K? Well, some of y'all probably knew the Michael Jackson Thriller video was in 4K, okay? I didn't know. But I bet you didn't know this. Did y'all know there was a special message, a special warning message in the beginning of the Michael Jackson Thriller video? Did anybody know that? I'm gonna show y'all this special message. Let me see. Let me go down my history, because I didn't Michael Jackson, if I save it, Michael Jackson might wake up from the grave and what that shit called? He might flag my damn YouTube channel. Michael Jackson might wake up from the grave and flag my damn YouTube channel. Y'all know Michael Jackson don't play by his damn music. Okay, here we go. Let me wait till it skips. Let me show y'all this. Listen. Look at this right here. Look at this shit right here. Y'all see this? Hold on. Do y'all see this? This is the beginning of the Michael Jackson Thriller video. Due to my strong personal convictions, I wish to stress that this film in no way endorses a belief in the occult. Did anybody ever read that before? Yeah, Just Jay. Michael Jackson gonna strike he gonna put a damn community strike on my ass. I can't play that shit. Look at this. Let me see. Do y'all see this? Due to my strong personal convictions, I wish to stress that this film in no way endorses a belief in the occult. So even Michael Jackson is telling y'all Illuminati is real. I'm telling you.
No Cap-tivity.
Michael Jackson tried to tell y'all a long time ago, this shit real. I know a lot of y'all be thinking that shit be myth and it be spookism and, you know, hearsay, make believe, right? No, Michael Jackson is warning you guys. I ain't with that shit. I used to be with that shit, but listen, I'm not with that shit no more. That what Mike telling us. Man, listen, man, they got me a long time ago. Quincy Jones, he got me with the butt plugs and everything. Yeah, he did it. He did it, but I'm not with that shit no more. I'm Jehovah's Witness. Due to my strong personal convictions, right? He was convicted. Y'all got to pay attention to the wordings. Y'all have to pay attention to the wordings. Due to my strong personal convictions, Michael Jackson is telling y'all he was convicted. I wish to stress that this film in no way endorses a belief in the occult. What is the occult? Does anybody know what the occult is? Just in case some of y'all don't believe that this is Michael Jackson's video. Just in case some of y'all don't believe this Michael Jackson video, let me show y'all. I can't show a lot of it. Here we go. Here we go. Just in case some of y'all don't believe me. This is Michael Jackson. This Thriller. Y'all see this? This is Michael Jackson. Y'all thought I was joking. I know some of y'all thought I was joking. So some of y'all still aren't convinced that the occult is real. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I know y'all don't want to hear this, but I'm finna show y'all what a lot of these record execs do to these records, this music, before it actually gets out to y'all. Before it actually gets out to y'all, I'm gonna show y'all exactly what these people do to the music and what they do to the records before it actually distribute this stuff and send this shit out to y'all. And let me show y'all what they do. Cause y'all ain't got to take my word for it. Y'all ain't got to take my word for it. Take this cracker word for it. Take the cracker word for it. Shout out to all my no cap crackers. Y'all look at this shit.
I've been in rooms at the top of the top, which albums are prayed over demonically. Music is prayed over demonically. That goes out to the world, goes out to the radio stations, goes out to the public. And when you see that stuff and know that stuff, it's frightening.
What do you mean by that, Shane? Prayed over demonically?
Rituals, ceremonies to give light to the devil, to Satan. It's a satanic music industry. If you look at what the music is today, the industry is today, for all your Sam Smiths, to your Dojo Cats, to your Beyoncés.
Did y'all hear what he said? He said that they actually, before they put that music out, and he called some names out. He said Beyonce, Doja Cat. He called a few names out. He called a few names out, didn't he? Who did he say?
If you look at what the music is today, the industry is today, for all your Sam Smiths, to your Dojo Cats, to your Beyoncés, they are so demonic, it's unbelievable.
Did you hear what he said they do? He said these people actually pray over the music. They pray over the music that we listen to.
Music is prayed over demonically. That goes out to the world, goes demonically. Music is prayed over demonically.
Now, just in case y'all don't know who this guy is, this guy used to be a part of a huge boy band called Boyzone. They was more so very big in the UK. I'm talking about on the charts, number one on the charts. He was a part of the Boyzone band group, which was like an equivalent of NSYNC or the Backstreet Boys in America, right? America, right? So this guy was huge. He was in a huge group called the Boyzone. He's telling you he's actually witnessed music execs and record execs praying over their records, praying over other people's records. I'm talking about major industry artists' records, praying demonic prayers over these records before they send it out to the people. One more time, y'all.
I've been in rooms at the top of the top, which albums are prayed over demonically. Music is prayed over demonically. That goes out to the world, goes out to the radio stations, goes out to the public. And when you see that stuff and know that stuff, it's frightening.
What do you mean by that, Shane? Prayed over demonically?
Rituals, ceremonies to give light to the devil, to Satan. It's a satanic music industry. If you look at what the music is today, the industry is today, for all your Sam Smiths, to your Dojo Cats, to your Beyoncés, they are so demonic, it's unbelievable. And we can't, it's in front of us. It's something that we kind of go, oh, it's just music. But it really isn't. It's absolutely taken over the world, taken over our children, and taken over everything that's coming to the times of world crisis.
I just want to show y'all that going forward, if I can show y'all something that's going to help you in life just that much better, right? Just something that can help y'all. Because I know I read Bible scriptures, right? At the end of all of my live streams. Listen, some of y'all might not appreciate that, but this might resonate with some of y'all. Right? I like to come from all kind of angles, right? All praises to the Most High, man. I like to come from all kind of angles because you never know what might affect you. You never know what might get your gears to churning or to turning, right? And make you want to change. Change the way you look at things in life. Change the way you move, right? In your life. Change the way you attack problems in certain situations. Change the way you interact with people. Change the way you interact with things. Change the way you interact with music. These people are very invested in distracting you and actually making and actually putting you under a spell. And some of y'all don't believe in spells. Some of y'all don't believe in it. Okay, that's fine. But at least I can give you something to think about, something to think twice about, so you can actually think twice on whether you actually going to, be so engulfed in not only the music, but the people behind the music. You feel what I'm saying?
No captivity.
The people, we look up to these people so much. We look up to the Jay-Z's and the Beyoncé's, and we look up to even Michael Jackson. But even Michael Jackson tried to tell y'all, listen, I'm not with the occult. Michael Jackson moonwalked his ass away from that shit, didn't he? Michael Jackson started snitching on motherfuckers and everything before he died, didn't he? They were trying, they were snitching on him, saying he was touching them damn kids. Michael Jackson, oh, y'all want to say I'm touching them kids? Okay, I tell you what. I'm going to tell you what, I'm finna expose all y'all. I'm finna tell on all of y'all. Not saying that stuff can actually harm you if you believe in the Most High God, because the Bible tells us no weapon formed against us shall prosper. Don't it say that? Isn't that our covering? And listen, like I said, some of y'all might got other coverings. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. Especially, I'm gonna tell you something. What's more powerful? Not what you believe, but how you live your life along with what you believe, right? That's what's going to be the biggest defense. That's what's going to be the biggest defense. How we live our life, right? The way we walk, right? Not just the way we talk, but the way we walk too. You know what? You know what's the best blessing you could give somebody? Being a great personal example for somebody else to see. I had to learn that. I had to stop being selfish and understand that the way I live my life, somebody else is watching me. And when I least expect it, somebody is watching Freezy. Somebody watching me. Right now, somebody watching me. Right now, it's somebody watching one of y'all comments. Every time y'all comment something, somebody watching it. Believe it or not, see, I always tell people, I always say this. It's not just the host of the podcast that has followers. No, it's people in the chat. Let's just say, I'm going to just use somebody in the chat, for example. Right? Just Jay. It's somebody that shows up to my platform just to see what Just Jay is writing. It's somebody that shows up to No Cap-tivity with Freezer platform just to see what your car is writing. It's somebody that shows up to No Cap-tivity with platform just to see what Travel One is writing. Next Level, Emperor, right? Phoenix. If you actually care, if you actually want to increase not just your power, but our power collectively, the most powerful thing you can do is be a good example. And if you don't know how to be a good example, learn, take notes, just like I do every day. That's why I read my Bible all the time, because I don't know any other greater instruction. Maybe you do, and if you do, show it to me. But I have yet to find one. So that's my instruction, right? But that's the most powerful thing you can do, is be a good example. You want to know what the most powerful defense you can have? Be a good example, the way you live your life. You know what that causes? It causes you to have a routine. It causes you to have structure. It causes you to have more understanding. Not just about yourself, but about life in general. Shout out to Sharon Bracy in the building. Let's get it.
No Cap-tivity.
Shalom, Sharon. Let me see. Shout out to Travel One in the building. Shalom.
No Cap-tivity.
Shout out to Yadine Leon in the building. What's going on, Ark? Shalom.
No Cap-tivity.
Shout out to Cajun Darkfire in the building. Shalom.
No Cap-tivity.
I be trying to get everybody, you know, I get so engulfed into the show. You feel what I'm saying? I get very engulfed into the show. I think I went down too far. I think that's about it. But yeah. And you know what? That's how we also increase wisdom. Once you actually care about being a better example and having more structure in your life, guess what you're going to need to do that? You're going to need to increase your wisdom, right? You're going to need to have less foolishness in your life. Do y'all understand how significant that is? You're going to have to increase your wisdom, and you're going to have less foolishness in your life. How many of y'all have actually evaluated your life long enough to know how much foolishness you have? How many of y'all have evaluated your life to know how much foolishness you have? Let me tell y'all something. When I actually took a step back and evaluated my life to see how much foolishness I actually had in my life, I had a shitload of foolishness. But I'm gonna tell y'all something about foolishness. I'm gonna tell y'all something about a fool. A fool don't even know they a fool. A fool don't even know it's foolishness around them. A fool don't even know that it's foolishness around them. A fool don't even know that they are a fool. A fool don't even know how much foolishness they are surrounded by. You know why? That's because you're a fool. That's why. You're a fool. Foolish people don't notice foolish things. Does that make sense? Foolish people never notice foolish things. Am I the only one in the room? That's why you're a fool. I'm gonna tell you something. Freezer was a fool for a long goddamn time.
I'm at the go.
A fool. Like the old folks used to say, I was a plum fool. How many of y'all remember that? I was a plum fool. And usually when you're a fool, when you're at your apex of foolishness, guess what all fools have in common? They always think they the smartest person in the room, don't they? Fools always think they the smartest person in the room. You can't tell foolish people nothing. They know more than you. And to add insult to injury, they be looking at you like you foolish.
No Cap-tivity.
Being foolish is a very tricky thing. Being foolish can be a very complicated thing. It's like a maze. Being a fool can be like a maze. Once you enter into foolishdom, it's very hard to get up out that shit. I'm gonna tell you something. Being foolish is like a curse. You know, do you know when you really think about how detrimental being a fool is? Like being a fool is like we throw that fool word around like it's just simple. No, being fool, once you get caught up in, that's what that whole movie The Matrix was about. just everybody being foolish and they don't even know it. They just feel like it's normal. They just feel like they living a normal life. That's what the whole movie The Matrix was about. You just don't know. It's like a matrix. It's like a maze. You don't know, and it's very hard to get up out of foolishness. It really is. But once you make it out that shit, that's a blessing, ain't it? It's a blessing, and you never want to go back. Once you actually open your eyes and you see what kind of fool you was, you don't want to go back to that shit. And the people that actually go back to foolery, they deserve that shit. Real talk.
No Cap-tivity.
You deserve to be a damn fool. You deserve it. But it's very important for us to understand that our surroundings is very important. Isn't it very important? Let me show y'all. This guy said something so profound. This guy said something so profound. Let me put my logo up here. Here we go. Y'all listen to what this guy had to say.
I tell MDS all the time, I tell my wife, Coach Cass, don't bring no Oreo cookies in the house. And she get them Oreo cookies, blame it on our daughter Ava, and she puts it in the pantry. First time I see them Oreo cookies, I look at them Oreo cookies, I'm like, the devil is a lie. I'm too healthy.
Oh, I thought y'all was watching it the whole time. Hold on, here we go. There we go.
I tell MDS all the time, I tell my wife, Coach Cass, don't bring no Oreo cookies in the house. And she get them Oreo cookies, blame it on our daughter Ava, and she puts it in the pantry. First time I see them Oreo cookies, I look at them Oreo cookies, I'm like, the devil is a lie. I'm too healthy to put those things into this body. And then I open up the second time, and I'm like, I'm not having no Oreo cookies. But then it get late, and y'all know y'all willpower starts to weaken. And I open up the pantry, and I turn around, make sure my wife don't see. I make sure Ava ain't there, because she go tell on me. And what do I say? I'ma just have? And then I take that Oreo cookie, put it in my mouth. And what I say, I'ma just have one? And I go ahead and get that second one. And the next thing you know, I've eaten the whole row. Why? Because environment is stronger than willpower. So here you are, thinking you gonna willpower your way to the next level. It don't work like that. You gotta change your environment. That's why we create rooms like this. It gets you in a different environment, the 3 Ps. You change the places that you go. As a result of changing the places, you start getting around different people. When you get around different people, the conversation changes. It changes your perspective. You used to see yourself as a 75. All of a sudden now, you're like, I'm 100, I'm 100, I'm 100. How many of you realize you can feel there's a shift? But I'm gonna warn you, the event will eventually end. Who will you be around when the event ends? That's what's gonna determine. And so let's be clear. We are not here just so we can take notes. We are here so we can create transformation in our lives.
Did anybody hear what he had? Did anybody hear that? Was anybody actually listening?
No Cap-tivity.
Anybody listening? The reason why a lot of you guys are experiencing a lot of anxiety and stress, a lot of confusion in your life, it's because of your surroundings. It's because of who you've been hanging around for years. Might be your family. It might be your immediate family. I hate to break it to you, right? It might be your damn mother and your mother and father. It might be your sister, your brother. I don't know. It might be your cousin. It might be your friends. I don't know. Okay? Or your so-called friends, but that's neither here nor there. Whoever it is, it's a reason why you're in the state that you're in, and it's hard to get out of it. You're always in the state of confusion. You're always a little, you know, a couple of steps back than everybody else around you, right? You just don't feel right. That you just don't feel like you're living up to your full potential. You feel cloudy all the time. You feel like you're in a funk. And you know that centerpiece in your mind, you can kind of tap into it every now and then because you know your potential, but you just can't harness it. You can't harness it for some reason. Why can't you harness it? It just seems like you can't take hold of your true power. Why can't you take hold of your true power? Even when you want to, even when you're pondering over it every day, every night, even when you go to bed, even when you wake up in the morning. You're like, why do I stay stuck? Why do I stay stuck with the same mindset, with the same stress, with the same anxiety, with the same confusion? Why don't I know more in this stage of my life? Why am I on the same level I was 10 years ago? Why when I log off of these damn panels or these live streams on YouTube, why do I always feel like I have not progressed or I ain't learned nothing? I haven't learned nothing. I haven't progressed. I'm still the same old nigga.
I'm at the
Why? It's because you keep subjecting yourself to the same surroundings. It's not that complicated. I can dress it up for you. Flip it, rub it down. Oh no! Not that complicated. You keep subjecting yourself to the same surroundings. That's what it is. And you like that shit. The surroundings that you subject yourself by is just as addictive as crack rocks. It's just as addictive as methamphetamines. It's just as addictive as fentanyl. Or even weed. I don't know. That chronic. That goddamn Zaza. You know what the dope and your surroundings that you subject yourself to have in common is an instantaneous gratification. But as soon as those moments are over with, there's like a drop. And you can't, it seems like you can't reciprocate it once it's over. And you're left confused. You're left feeling like alone. Like, I don't feel the same. Let me go back to YouTube. Let me go back to those same spaces. Let me go back to using that crack. Let me go find me some more crack rocks. Cause I don't feel like I did when I was using the crack. I don't feel like I did when I was using the meth. When I was popping them pills. I want to keep feeling like that. No, what you need to do is you need to remove yourself from that shit. And you need to go through whatever you need to go through, whatever withdrawal you need to go through. A lot of us don't want to go through that shit. A lot of us do not want to go through withdrawal. A lot of us do not want to go through humiliation, feeling like you're less than, because you're going to feel like that too. A lot of us don't want to face the reality that we've wasted too much time and we're very far behind and we got a lot of catching up to do. Ain't that what we afraid of? Come on now.
No captivity.
Can somebody please tell the truth? Could somebody please tell the damn truth? Nobody gonna tell the truth? Nobody? Do I got nobody out there? Can anybody just please tell the truth? Is it just me? Is it just me? Is it please tell the truth? Is it just me? Is it just me? This is how we change our life. Let me tell you something. Once you do that, guess what you do when you get off? I'm gonna tell you what you do when you get off dope. When you actually go through withdrawal, whatever you need to do, Narcotics Anonymous. Some of y'all need Environmental Anonymous, right? Surrounding Anonymous. Some of y'all need to go through Surrounding Anonymous, not Narcotic Anonymous, Surroundings Anonymous, Environmental Anonymous. That's what y'all need to go through. So y'all can go through the withdrawal, have a support group, a real support group. Guess what the No Captivity with? Guess what the No Cap crew is?
No Cap-tivity.
It's a support group. This is where you come. It's like a Surroundings Anonymous. This is where you come for the support group. This is a support group over here. And we're going to laugh, we're going to have fun, and we're going to learn some good shit. But we're going to learn something. We're going to be better. We're going to be better every time this live stream ends. Guess what? I guarantee you, the majority of y'all feel better once this live stream is over with. That's just a fact. It's a fact.
Super chat.
Shout out to my brother. I'm going to just say my brother. Doriahu Ben Dora for his $2 super cap. Thank you for helping us keep the lights on, Dora. I appreciate that. Dora says that is the absolute truth.
No Cap-tivity.
And we in the truth. That's why we in the truth. Doraya Ben Dora. Shout out to my art. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. If y'all in the truth as well, if you're in the truth and you know what I'm talking about, send other people that's in the truth over here. We have fun. We get the word, and we go over very important current events, and we laugh. We all family. Let's see. It's about time, y'all, for the main event. It's about time for the main event. Should we stay together for our kids? Should we stay together for our kids? Let me show y'all something. I forgot to label these things. B, V, C, X, Z, Q. Yeah. I want y'all to look at this. This is Ray J. This is Ray J and Princess. Ray J and Princess has been together for a long time. They've been on numerous reality shows. Ray J has had a successful music career as well. Ray J is the brother of Brandy. Brandy is actually one of my favorite female artists. Shout out to Jet Cora in the building. Shalom, sis.
No Cap-tivity.
Ray J and Princess, they decided they've announced that they are getting a divorce on several occasions, but they never do. But apparently, this last announcement that they're getting a divorce is supposed to be the final announcement, and they're for real this time. As you can see, they share a child together. And y'all know how I always feel when we're talking about children and families. We're always talking about broken households in these spaces, right? We're always talking about how can we eliminate broken households. We're always talking about single mothers, right? I've heard guys say, what single mothers need to do is get back with their baby daddies. I've heard men say that. Kevin Samuels used to say it all the time. How many of y'all have heard people say that? Shout out to my brother.
Super chat.
Corey Love in the building for his $20 super cap.
No Cap-tivity.
Corey Love has just joined the sponsorship. I appreciate that. And on top of that, that's my brother. And on top of that, I need y'all to click on Corey Love's name and make sure y'all subscribe to Corey Love's channel. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Corey Love is one of those content creators. He's a sleeper. He has a great following, but he's still he like Freeze. He like the No Cap crew. They still sleeping on us. They still sleeping. See, y'all early. Y'all early to us. But just wait till this shit break out when we have that breakout moment. See, y'all remember this moment. Remember this moment. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Corey Love, man. Shout out to Corey Love. Corey Love with the $20 super cap. Corey Love said, salute, Freezy. Keep grinding, bro. Peace to the chat. Shout out to Corey Love, man, for being a co-sponsor of tonight's show. Let me add Corey Love to the sponsorship. Shout out to Corey Love, man. There we go. Shout out to Corey Love. He is another co-sponsor of tonight's show. Okay. So let's get into it, man. Shout out to Slimmy in the building. Shalom, bro.
No Cap-tivity.
Shout out to Slimmy in the building, man. That's my brother, y'all. So yeah, so obviously, not obviously, because some of y'all might not know, but Ray J and Princess announced another divorce announcement, and they're saying this time they're for real. Now, I don't know if y'all been keeping up with Ray J and Princess, but they've announced this shit so many damn times. They've told us that they're getting a divorce. They told us that, and most of the time it be Princess, the woman, his wife that you see. Most of the time she's the one making the announcement. Most of the time she is the one making the announcement, but every time when they make the announcement that they're getting the divorce, let me light my incense. They never get a divorce. They never do. They never get a divorce for some reason. Yada Leon said, Yadine Leon said, this their 4th time, I believe. I appreciate that information, Leon, my brother. I appreciate that. He said, this their 4th time. See, I told y'all I wasn't lying. I don't be trying to lie. But I'm just saying, this is the no cap. This is the no cap crew, ain't it? Huh?
No Cap-tivity.
This is the no cap crew. I told y'all. Yadeen, he just confirmed what I was saying. They always announcing that they gonna get a divorce, but apparently this is supposed to be for real. They're supposed to be getting a divorce for real. It's supposed to be set in stone that they're getting a divorce. One thing I noticed though, that that, like I said, they do have children. They do have a child together. I don't know if this is their only child, but they do have a child together, right? Let me tell y'all what I noticed though, a lot of times. Ray J, every time there's a picture of them being affectionate. Now, maybe I'm reading too much into this. But every time I see them being affectionate, Ray J is the one kissing her. Now, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but every time Ray J is the one kissing her, it's like she's never reciprocating it. She's always looking into the camera, and Ray J is always the one kissing her. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But he's always the one kissing her. But this is my question. Should parents stay together for the kids? Once you have kids, and especially if you get married or you start staying together and you make a commitment to stay together and be together and live under the same roof, and you've conceived and you had a child, should the parents stay together for the kids? Is the most important thing in y'all relationship making sure these kids have a healthy household? I've heard different opinions. I've heard polarizing opinions. I've heard people with kids that's not with their spouse anymore, or not with their significant other anymore, or their baby dad or their baby mama say, no, I would have been worse. The kid would have been worse off. The kid would have been worse off if we would have stayed together because it was too toxic. Then I've heard other people say, hey, listen, if you got a child from your man, if you got a child from your baby mama, you need to get back with her. Because the kids need both parents. That the best case scenario is for the parents to get back together. I've heard all kinds of opinions. Let me show y'all Ray J. let me show y'all Ray J. He appeared on The Breakfast Club. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. It seemed like Ray J was damn near, he was taking, I don't know. It seemed like he was almost experiencing an anxiety attack on The Breakfast Club. That's how much stress he seemed like he was under when they was asking him about Princess and the recent divorce announcement. Maybe it was me, but I want y'all to look at Ray J and look at how he was acting on The Breakfast Club. He was acting very peculiar. Here we go.
What's going on? What you and Princess?
It's hot in here, huh?
Yeah,
You
it
take
is.
your coat off. You take your coat off. You probably. It's kind of hot, yeah. A little bit.
What's going on? What you and Princess?
So right here, what is this? Like Jess Hilarious? I think this is the comedian's name. She's a new inductee on The Breakfast Club. She took Angela Yee's place, right? She said in a very concerning voice, "So Ray J, what's going on with you and Princess? What's really going on? Can we finally get the truth, Ray J?" And this is what Ray J did. He got up from the table and he acted like he was getting hot. Like he had to take his coat off a little bit.
I just want to protect her as far as like whatever the industry has.
Ray J has seen things in the industry. He's been a part of some things in the industry. I told y'all, I always tell y'all, Freezy is going to connect the dots. It's the reason why I show videos prior to this about the occult, right? Illuminati, right? People praying demonic prayers over music. Ray J understands this all too well. He has been behind a lot of closed doors. He has went to a lot of mansion parties. He has rubbed shoulders with the freak off guy, P. Diddy, Clive Davis, a bunch of people in the industry. Ray J understands the magnitude of what his daughter is going to face as she grows up in this newly developed world.
No Cap-tivity. Super chat.
Shout out to Dora one more time for the $2 super chat. He said he looked around as if an op pulled up, and that's a fact.
No Cap-tivity.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Let me see. Did you ever say Dora? Dora, am I addressing you right? Because I don't want to call you a man or a woman when you're. Are you a brother or are you a brother, right? Because I want to make sure I'm addressing you right, Dora. Shout out to my. Shout out to Dora. Write it in the chat. Say yes. Yes, I'm a brother. No, I'm not a. Let me know. I'm gonna wait on you, Dora, because I just be feeling uncomfortable when I really, when I can't decipher from the name. Well, it says Ben, so Ben, it's a brother. I'm waiting on Dora to write back in the chat. Y'all let me know what Dora said. I appreciate you, Dora. Okay, y'all brother. Okay, y'all brother. Yeah. Dora, Yahoo Ben Dora. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate that. I kind of had a feeling he was a brother because it said Ben Dora, but it was a Dora, I don't know. That's just me. But I just like to make sure I'm respecting everybody. Oh snap, what was that? 2 hours and 30 minutes. Let me see. Let me bring you back up, Ray J. Here we go. Let's continue, y'all. Oh, okay. Dora is my mother's name. Okay, see, now it makes sense. Yeah, I don't feel bad. I know I was doing the right thing. Shalom, T-Will. Shalom.
No captivity.
Good to see you, T-Will. All my ox in the building. Yakasa, I feel you on that, Freezer. Dora is close to Deborah. Yeah, you know, but I just want to make sure I'm showing respect. Here we go.
That means, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we not together, then, you know, I just want to protect her as far as like whatever the industry has or whatever it's doing. Like, she's killing them in poker right now.
Yes,
there's a lot of
Yeah,
millions on the table. You playing with millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so he was saying he wants to protect his wife, Princess. And did y'all know Princess was a poker champion? Princess is heavy. She's a professional poker player, his wife. I didn't know she was good at poker like that. But yeah, he was talking about protecting his daughter and his wife. He wants to protect both of them. That's what he said.
So you just got to protect her and protect the kids. Like, you cannot, my kids love their mom. They look at that, that's their everything. So how can you not make sure that?
So he has more than one child. There's the confirmation. He has more than one child.
That figure is, even if you say all this crazy and just call me out my name or say I'm gonna die early, whatever, it's still all love.
So there we go. There's Ray J. Let me invite y'all up. Let me put the link in the chat so we can have the discussion. Here we go. Join the show. Uh-oh. Shout out to my longtime brother, Eric Robinson, in the building.
No captivity.
Eric Robinson said having both parents in the household sometimes can be worse for the child. Shout out to Eric Robinson in the building.
No captivity.
And there's a perspective. Shout out to E, man. Thank you, bro, for that perspective, man. Could the No Cap crew welcome Eric to the family? Any one of the No Cap crew, y'all welcome Eric to the family. Thank you for your perspective, Eric, man. Appreciate that. Let me put this link in the chat, and anybody can join the show. Let's talk about it. About to put the link in the chat. There's the link. And I'm about to pin it to the top, y'all. And it's pinned to the top. Let me know what y'all think, man, because I'm gonna tell y'all something. Ray J seems very hurt. And when a man loves a woman, and I know, you know, there's a lot of components. There's infidelity, there's financial reasons, there's this weird concept called irreconcilable differences, right? It's just, you know, that one there is kind of weird, you know, irreconcilable differences. I never understood that one there. So maybe somebody that calls in can fill me in more in detail on, you know, understanding irreconcilable differences. I ain't never really understand that one right there. Yeah, you know. Uh-oh, we got a cash cow. Let me see. We got a cash cow. Oh, here we go. We got a new sponsor. We have a new sponsor. Let me see.
You so damn dumb. Check the cash out. Check the cash out, bitch.
Shout out to Next Level for his $20.50 cash cow. He said the 50 cent for the lady hair. Only in America. Only in America.
I got it. Do you have your passport? Did you get your shot? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America? America. Do you have your passport?
Did you get your
shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America? America. America. Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Who wants to come back with us to America? To America.
Shout out to Next Level for becoming a new sponsor of tonight's show.
No Cap-tivity.
Let me change that right now. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Y'all know this platform, I'm always talking about the kids. I'm always saying, you know what? I love the kids. I remember how I grew up. Okay, I didn't grow up in the best household. My household was not. It was, it was, my mom and dad, to say the least, they weren't on the same page. It could have been a lot better. So I understand the significance in growing up in a household when you have both parents, especially on the same page. Now, I will say this. My parents stayed together till we graduated. They stayed together, right? I don't know. Listen, it was dysfunctional. It was unhealthy, but I don't know if it would have been worse with or without. I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I like to get different perspectives, people that was raised in single parent households and all that kind of stuff. What was it like? It doesn't make a difference when you're a boy and the parent that's raising you is a male, is a man, or you a girl, the parent that's raising you is a woman. Okay, does that make a huge difference in your success rate, right? But I'm telling y'all, I feel Ray J. Most men, they love their families. I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. This is gonna be controversial. Even if they cheat, even if a man cheats with a side chick or something, he don't give a damn about that woman. He really don't care, right? He don't care. He's just a fun girl, and he's trying to just, relieve some stress that possibly he couldn't get from his wife at the time. He wasn't, he just wanted a little excitement in his life. You understand what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. Men really do, men that actually love their wives, they love their kids too. They really do. Men are very protective and they want to stay together. They really do. How do you guys feel about that? Let me tell y'all something. When I seen Ray J's face, especially when when Ray J got up from the table and he had to take a quick breather, right? That's what kind of got me. I was like, this shit real. Life has hit Ray J slap dab in the damn face. Real talk. It's real. And I'm going to tell you, kudos to Princess. Yadeen wrote in the chat, this is their 4th announcement. So obviously Dave tried to work it out. Obviously Princess loves Ray J. Obviously his wife loves him too. Cause she done endured some hearsay. You hear me? Real talk. She done endured some serious hearsay. Do y'all want to know what kind of hearsay she done endured? I wasn't gonna show this, but I'm gonna show it anyway, man. I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show y'all what kind of hearsay this woman done endured. And she still stuck it out. She still stuck it out. She's still stuck in there with Ray J. Have y'all ever heard of Danny Boy? Danny Boy used to be a singer with Death Row Records. Anybody remember Danny Boy? He was a singer with Death Row Records, man. This is Danny Boy right here. Check out what Danny Boy had to say about Ray J.
Where did it go bad with you and Ray J?
Where did it go bad with me and Ray J? I don't know. Ray J just started acting funny like when Death Row kind of started going through it. And I went to a barbershop like after leaving California for a while. I hadn't been in LA for about 4 or 5 years. And I went to this barbershop. I was bald headed and shit. I didn't even need a cut, but I went to a barbershop that all us used to kick it in. And I'm in this barbershop and one of the guys come in, we're in there smoking weed, and one of the guys come in and he's like, man, damn, you look good for what you've been through. And I'm like, thanks, man. I'm like, shit, thanks, I appreciate it.
Right.
You know, and he just kept saying, you know, and I'm getting ready to roll a blunt. He was, you know, we hadn't smoked yet, and he getting ready to roll a blunt. And he was like, is it cool if I smoke in front of you? I'm like, hell yeah, I'm gonna smoke with you. The fuck is you acting funny for me?
Right.
And he like, man, I just ain't never seen a motherfucker that been through what you been through and you smoking weed again, bro. And I'm like, what the fuck do you think I've been through?
Okay, let me stop it right there because I do have another cash cow.
You so damn dumb. Check the cash out.
Check
the cash out, bitch.
Shout out to my sister, Jet Cora, in the building. I appreciate that, Jet. Let me see. Let me make sure I highlight my sister's cash cow. Yes. It's my sister. My sister Jet with her $5 cash cap. She said, "Go on and blow for the people, bro."
No Cap-tivity.
You know I got to play around for the people. Thank you, Jet, for helping us keep the lights on. I really appreciate that, sis. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Here we go.
You know, he tell me, he say, well, you know, word is you was back in He from New York. You was back in Chicago. You was on drugs and shit. You was working at a funeral home.
Wow.
And da-da-da-da-da. And then the other nigga in the chair, he like, yeah, you was on crack, DB. Motherfuckers say you was begging and shit.
Damn.
On drugs. And he say, tell him the other shit. I'm like, tell me the other shit. He like, yeah. And he say, Ray J said. I'm like, here we go. He say, Ray J said, you tried to get him to do some gay shit.
Is that what Ray J said? To the barbershop?
Yeah.
Now, at this point, you hadn't came out yet? Okay.
I came out in that barbershop. Oh, should I say we came out? Fuck you gonna tell on me and say I forced you in some shit. So, first shit I say was, yeah, we did this, I did this, you did this, you did this, and I started pointing around in the room since we talking about, I mean, I ain't know we was talking about gay shit, I thought we was talking about freaky shit.
Right.
Because if y'all, whatever fuck y'all want to call it, you want to throw the gay shit on me.
On me, right.
Since we all here, nigga, let's be honest and tell them how gay we all was together.
Yeah.
And the nigga got mad.
So that's just some of the things that Princess had to endure, and you know, she had to absorb. You know, even though some of this stuff was public information, right? Let me bring my brother Hassan Tair in the building. What's up, Hassan? How you doing, man? How you doing, bro?
Good. How you doing, Freezy?
Chilling, man. Let me bring my dog up. Let me see.
Hey, Freezy, I got a question for you, if you don't mind, real quick.
Hold on 1 second. Let me read this super cap.
Super chat.
Shout out to Ada Mija for her $5 super cap. Shout out to Ada Mija. Ada Mija say, you sing so wonderfully, Freezy. You sing so wonderfully. Thank you, Ada Mija.
No Cap-tivity.
I love my sisters. Thank you, Ada Mija. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Hassan.
So, why you always playing with my mind? And why you always wasting his time?
What is that? Who said that? That's a song?
That's a song by No Cap-tivity of Freezy. That's your song.
When I said that?
The song, you made it short. It was like a while back. I said, oh, and I wrote, I left a comment. I got to hear the rest of that song, Freezy. You got to send it to me.
I did it.
Yeah, you look evil too in the thumbnail. You look like an evil person.
Send it to me. You gotta remind me, man. I do so much stuff. You gotta send it to me, man.
Yeah, it's like an old. Hold on. Hi, how was your week? How you been?
Man, I've been trying to keep grinding, stay in contact with the No Cap crew. Let me see. What is that?
Look how evil you look. You even look evil in the thumbnail, kind of.
Hold on, let me bring you up on the let me see.
That's you in the middle.
Hold on, let me bring you up. Where you at, Hassan? Okay. Oh no, guess what? That's my brother. That's my twin brother.
That's your twin brother?
Yeah, that's my twin brother, man.
Really?
Yeah. Now it makes sense. Yeah, that's my twin brother.
Okay, all right. Damn. Well, that's a good song, though. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, man. So listen. Let me ask you, man. I know you've heard the conversation plenty of times when we talk about single parent households. We talk about broken households and stuff like that. How much of an important factor do you think the kids play in these households? Do you think they're the most important factor, the kids, or do you think the most important factor is the mother or the father's happiness? What do you think?
Well, everybody deserves to be happiness.
Everybody deserves to be happy, huh? Let me bring my sister. Go ahead.
But
Go ahead,
like
son.
in our religion, you got to stay with your wife, right? And also in the Bible, you can't. But there's a but. If those two cannot coexist, like either it's the man's fault or the woman's fault, and there's always hell and misery, and they can't solve the problem, and even if people try to help them, then you got to call it a day. Kids or no kids, they got to be away. Or it could be both of their faults.
So you're saying you got to call it quits?
If they don't get along, like it's always misery, always fighting at all time. You can't solve the problem. The kids becoming stressed out. How you doing, Just Jay? Then you got to call it out. You got to call it out.
So okay. So what if you're the one that I understand? Sometimes both parents aren't on the same page. Let's say Hassan has a wife, and your wife is being very stubborn, but Hassan really wants his family to work out. You really care about the kids.
Yeah.
Right. What do you do in that situation? Like, you're married. You're married and you got kids, but you are fighting for your family. But your wife, she's not talking about divorce, but she's constantly giving you difficulty. How do you handle that situation?
That's fine, but no, I'm saying if the situation gets bad, like to a point where somebody's about to, slap or cheat or adultery or any of that stuff.
Right.
When it gets to that level, then you got to break it up. You got to get a divorce. Like, she's annoying you, bugging you, that's like nothing, like whatever, everybody's gonna have an argument. I'm saying when it gets to a level real bad,
What do you think, Just Jay? How are you feeling this evening? Are you blessed? Are you too blessed to be stressed, Just Jay?
I am blessed and highly favored, amen.
In America. Yeah.
America.
Just Jay, do you think Ray J was very hurt during that interview? Did he look stressed out?
He looked like he probably grieving, you know what I'm saying? But that ain't nothing new. That ain't nothing new. But and I ain't trying to generalize, right? But the narrative, right?
No, I want you to speak your mind.
Women in general are expected to put up with ish, right? We expected to have this level of grace that extends for decades and decades, and generally speaking, men are used to running and ripping and running and doing what they want to do, and the woman is supposed to continue to put up. And a lot of times, it seems like guys, right? Once she really fed up and she done checked out, that's when they want to get their act together. And by then, it'd be too late a lot of times. So.
let's say if they never get their act together. I know, I know this is far fetched, but I just want you to follow me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's say they never get their act together, but y'all got kids. Should parents consider their kids as the most important factor when deciding if you should stay together or not?
Yeah, but typically people think about it in a way of staying together for the kids. But if you're ultimately thinking about the best interest of the kids, that may mean, uh, you know what I'm saying? That might mean divorce. That might mean, you know what I'm saying, ending things because it could be just as dysfunctional with them in the house. There's different levels to it, you know. But ultimately, right, when we decide to get married and have children, right, there is a
Yeah.
level of duty that is going to extend and supersede, at least in my mind, right? It ought to supersede happiness per se, right? Because me personally, I don't pursue happiness because it's something that's fleeting. You understand? Like
Right.
I'm more interested in trying to maintain a level of harmony and alignment, right? Because
Yeah.
you're not always gonna be in the best mood. Sometimes you don't want to be bothered. Sometimes y'all ain't gonna want to look at each other. You're not always gonna be happy. But I think generally, right? Sometimes guys, and I'm just speaking from a woman's perspective, right? I think
Yeah.
sometimes guys are so used to being in quote unquote duty mode, right? That they forsake the woman and her experience with him. It's not about just making her happy because people have their own individual job to do when it comes to their level of happiness, right? But it's
Yeah.
important that she experiences her husband in a healthy way, right? Because that's going to bring the best out of her.
What's a
You know what I'm
healthy way to
saying?
you? What could you paint us a picture?
I could just speak personally. For me, it's
Yeah,
about
yeah.
feeling
Speak personally. Yeah.
safe. It's about feeling safe. It's about being heard. It's about being safe, not just feeling safe, but it's about being safe, being heard. Things like that that matter. You know, those are things that matter to women. But sometimes men ain't necessarily on that type of time. But it takes that effort because if you allow that space for her, to me, she gonna be better for the kids. See, cause what happens, right? A lot of times, I don't think it's a lot of people that can fully like just separate in a healthy way, right? When in regards to how they tend to their children, because what usually happens is whatever dysfunction that the adults have, it trickles down to the children anyway. So it manifests on some level. It's only so much covering up you can do. You know what I'm saying? Even if the children don't hear y'all arguing or whatever.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And like I said, we're gonna start getting more into the mental health side, and this is gonna be a part of it. Uh, Households, the role that parents play. You know, the role that your parents played, my parents played, Hassan's parents played in his life. That made us the person we are today, and what we experience in our lives. The stress level
Hmm.
that we have, right?
Absolutely. It
Hassan,
matters.
Hassan, you heard what Just Jay said, right? Ultimately, the goal is to stay together, right? That's what Just Jay acknowledged, that ultimately the goal is to stay together. That's
Yeah.
what most of the time, that's the desire for both parties.
Yeah.
But a lot of times she was saying that as far as speaking from a woman's point of view, men forget what women need, what their woman needs in a relationship. And so oftentimes that could cause a division, and it could cause a toxic environment that would make the kids worse off if they stayed together. What do you think about that?
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, like if things get, try to work it out. Try to listen to her, listen to him, and if you don't come to a conclusion, things about to get bad,
Mhm.
then yeah, you got to call it a day.
So hold on, Hassan. You said try to listen to her, try to listen to him, right? So if it's
Yeah.
getting that bad, okay, we done already established how important the kids are. If you see your wife is not listening to you, how would you handle that? Are you just gonna go ahead and say, you know what? Just to keep confusion down, I want my wife to be quiet, because in your tradition, in your culture, it's expected for women to be more quiet than the men in households, right? Am I right?
Yeah, but doesn't mean she can't have her opinion.
Right, we're not saying that. We're not saying. I'm pretty sure that No Cap crew know where we're going with this. But the thing about it is, let's say you got one of them. You got one of them unruly Muslims, right?
Yeah.
And she don't want to be quiet. She want to speak her goddamn mind. You feel what I'm saying? What? How would you handle that, especially if y'all got kids? Would you make a decision to say, you know what, just to keep the peace, I'm gonna be quiet and I'm gonna be the one that listen?
Well, it depends on the person. If he really, really loves her, yeah, he might listen and give her a chance and move on. But after, because some people don't fuck up relationships, like they think they love somebody, but eventually they turn out, oh, I don't love this person, because in the beginning. But if the woman becomes very disrespectful and she crosses that red line, then yeah, no, we can't go back from that. You're not gonna
Right.
disrespect.
In the Bible, there's a scripture that says, if you get married,
That didn't make sense. But
if you get married,
yeah,
in the New Testament, it says if you get married, the only reason for divorce there should be is if somebody committed fornication. Other than that, you are you are to stay married.
but yeah, same thing. But with us, if they say the guy becomes abusive to her, then the parents have to get involved. Like, wait a minute, that's the red line. If the guy gets abusive, they have to get divorced. And even if she gets a divorce, she deserves to be happy. She can't just stay not married until the guy died. That's insane. She has to be happy too. She has to move on with her life. So there's got to be a red line somewhere. But yeah.
Shout out to the world class in the building. How you doing, world class? Shalom. Oh, let me put my bomb on there.
No Cap-tivity.
Shout out to half urban, half suburban in the building. Shalom, bro. Shalom.
No Cap-tivity.
So you just said something interesting. Do most people take it to that extent? Do most people say, you know what, before we get divorced, we need to involve the granddaddy, the aunties, the uncles? We need everybody to come to the round table because this is a big decision. This is a very big thing that might take place as far as divorce. But you said in your culture, that's what y'all would do. You would get the mother and father and the grandparents involved too.
Yeah. Even the religious figure, like hopefully trying to solve this problem. The religious figure will tell you, no, you got to work around this. Try not to get a divorce. There's always, like hoping they don't get divorced. But like I said, if it gets too real bad, it can be the guy's fault. It could be the woman's fault. Like, the situation gets too abusive, then yeah, you gotta call it a day.
Just Jay, you grew up around the same time I grew up. We seen the same after school specials. Coming home from
Pretty
school,
much.
and most of them motherfuckers was depressing in the motherfucker. I'm just saying, especially them little white kids that get hooked on drugs after school, and then they go missing. You can't find them, and then
Where did you learn this from? I learned it from you, Mom.
Listen, but one of the worst things one of the worst pictures that they used to paint, right, especially in them after school specials, even in movies and shit, especially with the white kids, was when the parents announced, kids, your mother and I were getting a divorce. And it just seemed like the whole world just came crumbling down after they made that announcement.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And me growing up, I was like, damn, that's a nightmare, right?
Right.
Even though my dad was not a father or whatever, it was very toxic. I was just caught up. I was just harping on, I don't want my parents to get a divorce. And then you just stay on that because just for image sake and how it looks.
I wouldn't even say when you're small it's about image per se. If anything, to me, it's indicative or represents abandonment. You understand? Like that's like even with children,
Right.
when they super small, they dad or they mom could be strung out on drugs, whatever, whatever. But that's their mama, that's their daddy. You know what I'm saying? So it's levels to it, and of course we know that that's not the case with everybody. But for me, it represents like possible abandonment, whether it's voluntary or involuntary. And I think that's the scary part about it, right? Because
Right.
whatever dysfunction we grow up in, we deem it normal. And that's one of the reasons, me personally, I didn't want my son to think that certain things was normal. You understand?
Hmm.
And so that was one of the reasons why I chose to make the decision that I made, concerning my marriage. But everybody have different thresholds, but ultimately the children are going to be affected one way or another. It's going to manifest one way or another. I just really don't see how people can separate certain levels of dysfunction to the point where the children just go unscathed. Like even if they stay in the house together, like I just don't understand how they can do that because it's gonna
Can
spill
can
over.
can you make that process as easy? Can you make it easy for kids, or do you have no choice? Does it have no choice but to be hard for the kid?
As far as a divorce,
Yeah.
to me, it's gonna be difficult either way. I guess it all depends on the child, but generally speaking, I think it's I don't. A lot of times people view the word trauma as the most extreme thing, and I'm
Hmm.
not saying it as the most extreme thing, but what I will say is I do think that divorce is traumatic for children because my mom and dad, they was together my whole life until I was in middle school, and I wouldn't even say probably, I should have gotten counseling and stuff like that, right? But
Mm.
they mind wasn't on that, and I didn't realize until I became an adult in my 30s how
Hmm.
much my mom and dad, what I'm saying, separating and stuff affected me. It affected me heavy, and I didn't even realize it because I was so suppressed.
So, but okay, so you were married and you got kids as a result of it.
My
Looking
children
back,
are a result of my marriage, so
oh, okay,
uh,
okay, my bad.
yeah,
Okay.
that's why I was able to haul ass and just clear the scene. But that's a whole nother story. But listen, I gotta keep it real. You got some people
Yeah.
out there that feel they can move like that. When you have children and you married with somebody and y'all share children biologically, it's not easy to make moves.
Right. But let me ask you this: do you think people, as far as when, just from your experience with marriage, do you think that people should think they should think let me see, in a more extensive way? Should they evaluate the person way more seriously when it comes to um contemplating marriage? How important is it that you understand who you're about to uh join yourself with, possibly for the rest of your life, and possibly, with kids involved? How important do you think that is?
I think it's vital, right? But we don't always get it right. It's vital to understand and be clear about remember the other night when we was talking and I was talking about like shared purposes and goals and stuff that and we was talking about core values, right?
Yeah.
It's important and it's vital to understand core values and how the person that you with values marriage. You know what I'm saying? At least have a generalized idea, right?
Mhm.
Because it takes commitment, regardless of all this being happy and all this other stuff. It takes a level of commitment to the marriage itself. You know what I'm saying? You commit to the person and you also commit to the marriage itself. And in a sense, it's like it's sometimes like the way I view it, right? You have individuals and then you have the marriage and it's a whole entity within itself. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That has to be nurtured outside of the nurturing of one another and self. You know what I'm saying? So
Uh Hassan, with your culture, what are some ways you guys can pretty much eliminate the possibility of divorce when choosing a spouse, choosing a marriage partner for the rest of your life, as far as your religion goes and your culture?
Yeah. And like we involve the family, you know, the mother, the father, the cousin, and they all try to talk, communicate. And even if the guy goes to his parents' house and she goes to her parents' like for a couple of days to cool down, and they really have like a sit down with them and work it out and work their problems out, try to avoid the divorce. But like I said, if there was like a really a beat down or physical harm in there, then yeah, they got to call it a night. Like, yeah, it's not gonna work out.
How important is it for you to join yourself with or align yourself with uh, a woman that practice the same culture that you practice? Is that important?
Yeah, the culture, the
Would you
religion, it
consider
makes.
would you consider marrying and having kids with a Christian?
Yeah, I told you before, we can marry a Christian and a Jew, the people of the book. Like we're like the Abrahamic religion. We're close to. Now I can't marry a Buddhist or Hindu unless they become a Muslim, but
Oh, I
a
learned
Christian.
something new today.
Me too.
Yeah.
Why can you marry a Christian?
Why can I marry a Christian?
Why can you? Yeah. Why is it permissible?
Like I said, they're people of the book. They're closer to, like, even though they say Jesus is God and we say
But
Jesus is
y'all,
not God.
y'all don't catch the Holy Ghost, do y'all?
No Cap-tivity.
We're not dealing with this today. America.
Y'all catch the
Yeah,
Holy Ghost?
The Holy Spirit.
What if your wife wants you to go to church? What if you got a black wife and she wants you to go to AME, Baptist, New Mount Zion, Episcopal, and then she just jump up out of the seat and catch the Holy Ghost and she do a somersault? What you gonna do?
On mute. I'm not dealing with this.
Hey, phrase it, like I said, we're like the people of the book. I'm gonna leave it at that. But if you want to narrow it down, then yeah, I'll marry my own Arab culture and make my life a lot easier than marry a Western.
If she sit
Absolutely.
down with you after church, if she sit down with you and say, Hassan, I've been wanting to address something. When we be in church, you don't grab the tambourine. Is you gonna grab the tambourine?
No, listen, Hassan, the answer is no, baby. Okay, just answer no.
No. Damn,
No,
no,
but culturally, right? That's a thing though, the whole cultural aspect, right? Like I think sometimes people underestimate the difficulty of cultural differences when you get into a relationship with somebody, like a romantic relationship, an intimate relationship is difficult. It can be very difficult, like culturally, especially if you are very tied to your culture.
Yeah, I can agree with that. And the reason why I do shows like this is I be trying to come up with better solutions on how people can prevent parents from separating in marriages, especially when kids involved, because I think about the kids.
Right? My marriage because I no longer felt safe. I was no longer safe. Not just feeling safe, but I was no longer safe. And once I ain't safe, I gotta tap out.
Well, that's a whole different story, you know. Yeah, I definitely understand that. I think that's what her
Right.
son
So
was.
that was the
Yeah.
only reason that
Yeah.
I chose to leave, and it was because I didn't want my son to think that certain things was normal. You know what I'm saying? And so it is what it is, right? And so fast forward over a decade or so later, I get a question like, "Hey, do you think if you would have like?" And I'm paraphrasing, but basically he was asking me like, "Do I think we would have been all right if I would have?" Toughed it out and whatever. And I told him, I say, let's be clear. I say, this other little stuff that you're talking about that you considered issues.
Mhm.
I say that was small potatoes. That was nothing. I say the reason I left was because I didn't feel safe no more. I was no longer safe. That is why I left. I say that other stuff you're talking about, that's small potatoes. We could have worked that out.
You know what? I want to dig into that just a little bit deeper after this super cap.
Super chat.
Shout out to McCole's Wellness in Motion for her $10 super cap. McCole said, paying tithes and offerings. Yes, I feel the spirit.
No Cap-tivity.
Shout out to McCole's Wellness in Motion. Sis, from talking to you on these panels and stuff, it seems like when you actually connect with someone and you grow love for your significant other, to me, it seems like you have you could correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like you have the type of personality where you're gonna go hard for who you're with.
That's pretty much it. And sometimes I hate it, but that's me. That's me all the way. It's go hard or go home. If I decide I ride for you, it's a wrap. Even with my friends, you have to cross a level. You have to betray me on a whole different level for me to tap out.
Right. So, considering what you just said, as far as the level it got to with your husband, you said you just didn't feel safe in general, right?
Yeah, pretty much. He became unpredictable, and when I can't trust that you're gonna take care of things, you know what I'm saying? When you're gonna make sure the home front good, yeah, you get the moving shifty and stuff like that. I can't trust your leadership. I got to go.
So, what do you say to people that simply leave their marriage or leave their relationship because they're just not happy no more? It's just simple as that.
I say that one who is in that state, I think it's important, right, to define what happiness looks like for them, right? But in regards to happiness, happiness is fleeting. You know what I'm saying? Just like your anger, you know what I'm saying, for somebody that you love. It's fleeting. It don't always last. You know what I'm saying? Some days you could look at the person you love and you like, this motherfucker get on my nerves. That could pass in in an hour. That could change. You know what I'm saying?
That's
And
a fact.
sometimes we jump out the window and we make decisions based on those small moments, right? And I'm not saying that I'm above it all. You feel me? Because I find myself in situations like that, right? Because we so moved by our emotions. You know what I'm saying? That energy in motion. You know what I'm saying? We have to be able to pull back and realize that that's fleeting. That's not gonna last, right? I ask myself certain things, right? If I die tomorrow, what matters to me? And that's how I remove a lot when I need to recalibrate. That's how I remove a lot of the bullshit out of my space. I ask myself, if I die tomorrow, would this matter? Would this shit matter? Would this shit matter? And a lot of time, the stuff that we be concerned with won't even matter.
So, I read that a large portion of divorces end because of irreconcilable differences. I read that finances is like one of the top reasons, but irreconcilable differences is up there. What
That's a
exactly?
generalized convenient. That's just a generalized convenient thing to just put on the paper so
Yeah,
you can
that's
just
what I
get
wanted to
that shit
ask
over
y'all.
with.
I wanted to ask y'all what exactly is what is that? What is irreconcilable differences? Because that's why I
To
wanted to ask you
me,
about being happy and shit. And I want to, go ahead, sis.
to me, that is a generalized way of saying I don't really feel like talking about it because I really just don't like this motherfucker and I don't want to be with them no more. But it's too much to explain because, yeah, so I just rather not. So we just gonna check this box and keep it moving. That's what that is to me. It's just so generalized to the point where it's like, yeah, just check that box so we could just get this party going.
So how about we do this? How about we take a stab at reading some literature on it, just for the sake of the conversation?
Okay, amen.
So this source comes from Men's and Fathers' Rights, Divorce Lawyers, Schultz and Associates. I just picked some random site. So this says, what are irreconcilable differences? And it reads, irreconcilable differences technically means that an individual and their spouse cannot get along with one another enough to keep the marriage alive. And this lack of getting along can cause a whole array of other issues in the marriage. It doesn't necessarily matter what caused a rift within the marriage, because irreconcilable differences simply mean that the marriage isn't fixable and the differences between the spouses are too great. So let me tell you what messed me up when they said it doesn't really matter what caused. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Doesn't it matter? Let me ask her son. Does it matter, her son? What do you think, her son? If you got irreconcilable differences, does it matter? You know what caused the divorce?
Go ahead, Just J. Ladies first. Go ahead.
Oh, well, thank you, Habibi. But no, I was just going to say it just goes back to what I said. Like, it's just so generalized. And to me, that just speaks to the level of dysfunction. It's so many. Okay, my thing is the little foxes. I don't necessarily care about the big blowouts. It's the little foxes that spoil the vine, right? And to me, that's just a bunch of little foxes. And you can't really pinpoint what's what. It's just a bunch of dysfunction. So you can't really point to what the actual cause is because it's just a level of ongoing dysfunction, is how I perceive it.
So when we look at all of these dysfunctions, Hassan, I'm gonna let you answer. Hassan, do you think this is a valid reason for divorce legally?
No, I kind of agree with Just Jay just said. For the most part, that's it.
So when we looking at irreconcilable differences and stuff like this, could you see why some people would be afraid to get married when literature like this exists in law books, and it could be legitimized into somebody possibly tearing up your household?
Yeah, because most people, and there's another thing that people are afraid of, because marriages these days they don't even last long. If it lasted 5 years, that's a miracle, And
Right.
so when the guy gets a divorce, he literally lost everything, unless he got a prenup, and that sucks.
What do y'all think the way our parents or grandparents viewed getting married and having kids is different from how this generation views marriage and having kids in the household under their covering and everything? Do y'all think there's a difference in the
I would
what is it
say
called,
so.
the intention?
Yeah, I would say the intention is a little, I would say it's different in regards to as to why people stay per se, right? Like we live in a world now where there are more and more options, as the generations progress, there's more and more options, but with that, there's an illusion of options, right? Like nowadays, we are so saturated with quote unquote options. To me, it's a whole illusion, right? Because the time that people spend focusing on all the options, they really don't dedicate space and time to a particular person or thing. It's just a lot of
Yeah.
scattered energy, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but yeah, I do think that people had less options then, you know what I'm saying? They was willing to tough it out and, whatever. But right, some people could look at that as a negative, but on some level I'm not talking about people who just getting beat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All right, y'all. So hopefully people understand the context. But for people that toughed it out, right, to me, it's something admirable about their commitment to their family, right? Because you can be committed to the person you marry, but you could also not be committed to the person you married, but be committed to your family.
Okay, I'm about to ask y'all a tough question, but I'm pretty sure y'all can handle it. In these spaces, and I know y'all have heard both sides before, in these spaces, some people say, no, it's not healthy to stay together for the sake of the kids, especially if it's toxic or if you're unhappy. No, if you're unhappy, like what Ray J just said. Ray J, we witnessed Ray J say, even if he's unhappy, he's willing to stay together for his, to protect his family and for the sake of his kids and stuff. He said that. On the other, along other lines, other people believe that there are other people that believe that no, we heard Charlamagne the God disagree with Ray J. We seen Jess Hilarious disagree with Ray J. That no, people shouldn't stay together for the sake of the kids if you're unhappy. No, you should protect your happiness. Some people believe that. How do you guys feel as far as the notion when people say, if you're a single mother, when they say you're a single mother, right? And you hear men in these spaces more so say, listen, so you got kids, you're a single mother? Oh no, what you need to do is you need to get back with your baby's father. And I'm pretty sure Just Jay have heard these sentiments in the spaces. So
I hear that a lot.
You're a single mother? Oh no, what the best thing you need to do is get back with your baby's father, because that's the best case scenario for you, because it's not fair that, another man, steps in and becomes a stepfather and takes up the responsibility that your baby's father is supposed to do. The best thing for you to do is get back with the man that actually planted the seed in you. What do you say? What do you say to that, Just Jay?
I say it's bullshit and it's stupid. Because that would imply that the person knows the ins and outs of the dynamic between that man and woman, which makes no sense. This goes back to the narrative, right? That is pushed into space that just because a man present, all is well, ain't no problems here. Long as the father present, a-okay. Oh, see, because the father ain't in the home, the father ain't in the home. So I mean, it's just stupid. They would have to know the ins and outs of those connections with those people, you know. So I mean, I could go on and on, but it makes no sense to me. But if I had $1 for every time I was actually told that by people, like, it just makes no sense. You got some people who had children with men that ain't no longer here on this earth. Some of them in prison. Some of them done went off and they got married to other people. There are so many different variables. So to just be that presumptuous is kind of weird and lacks the logic that these people claim to have. And then they mad with the stepfathers, right? So it's weird, right? Because they care about the community, but then they mad with the men who are okay, right, with taking on that, right? And so the petty in me says, okay, well, a stepfather chooses to be present. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to some of them people who be talking. They daddy was obligated. You know what I'm saying? So what speaks more volume? And it's not to discount one or the other, right? But it says something about a man who decides to take on that mantle, but to each his own. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it is what it is. But a lot of them same people with the talking points, right? They wouldn't know a man if it wasn't for their stepdaddy or their uncle or their older cousin, et cetera, et cetera. But I digress.
Hassan, just coming from a man's point of view, what do you think?
Yeah, like what just said. Understand the situation and understand why they broke up before you open your mouth. Yes, in some situations, the man needs to be in prison. But what if the man is not stable? Like just said earlier, I didn't feel safe around this man. You know, not every man is a man. Not every man has good intentions, or has
That part.
yeah.
But then they say you should have chose better. You see what I'm saying? So you see the circle jerk. But then they say you should have chose better. But then they imply that just because the man present, everything should be a-okay. But don't get me wrong, y'all. Right? There are some situations where I do think that a relationship is viable. You know what I'm saying? You remove yourself from that situation and you grow as an individual, whatever. You can look back and you be like, oh, okay, that wasn't as bad. Like, okay, well, that we could have worked through that. You know what I'm saying? Or that was salvageable. You know what I'm saying? But when you in the midst of stuff, sometimes it doesn't seem as salvageable. So
let me go ahead, Hassan, and I'm gonna play a part of the video over again so we can talk about it. Go ahead, Hassan.
And the people that tell you should have chose better, they just waiting for a got you moment, you know? Like,
we know how that go, Hassan. Shout out to the gotcha.
Hey.
Just be apart and raise children in broken homes. That's not something I believe. Period. I don't even care if we talking about single fathers. People ain't just signing up to say, "Oh yeah, I'm finna raise this child in the best broken home ever," and yeah, we just gonna do this shit apart, and we just gonna co-parent. Yeah. So to y'all, like, if it's something salvageable, like sometimes it's not as bad as you think. But of course, if it compromises your safety, your mental health, etc., yeah, tap out. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't preserve yourself, you're not gonna be good to your children anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I
Hey,
just want to
free.
put that out there.
What do you say, Hassan?
No, I gotta go eat. It's time to eat and drink. Ramadan Kareem to the people who cooked the
Amen. Happy
Oh,
Ramadan.
okay. No problem, man.
crazy.
Yeah,
Thank
he
you for
been fasting all day. Hassan said, I got to go.
I gotta
Enjoy.
go eat. I gotta go drink. Thank you. Salute. Shalom. Salam to everybody. Good night,
Shalom
everybody.
to
Be
you, bro.
safe.
Appreciate you, dog. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, now what we doing, Freezy?
Next level is in the building. Okay, I'm finna play. I'm about to play. And I thought next level was. He keep going out on me. But let me play this right here so we can. Let me get Hassan off of here. Okay, here we go. Let me bring my sister right above me. Let me see if I can find
Nothing
it.
else. You know what I'm saying? And then the next one, it gets easier and then it starts to make sense. You know what I'm saying? Because
here we go.
I guess happiness is important. You know what I'm saying? But for me,
no,
that's not map.
If you say, I'm pretty sure most parents would say, I would die for my kids. When I heard Ray J say that, I didn't dismiss it abruptly, because when he said what he said, when I thought about it, it makes sense. Most parents would say, I would, yeah. If you ask most parents, would you die for your kids? Most parents would say, yes, I would die for my kids. So what Ray J is saying, if you say you would die for your kids, wouldn't it be a small thing for you just to stay together and sacrifice your happiness? What do you think about what Ray J just said right then when he tried to break it down?
Honestly, what he said was fairly deep to me, you know what I'm saying? But okay, let me not get into the narratives of how he moved, right? But what he said, right? That's deep, right?
Just in
Because you
general,
have
let's take it off of Ray J.
right,
Just
right, right,
the
right.
notion in general.
What he said was deep, right? Because a lot of people do not like to compromise their comfort, right? To me, we could go ahead and equate happiness with comfort, right? Because happiness feels good, right? It's not uncomfortable. It's a soothing feeling. It's a exhilarating feeling, et cetera, right? So I'm gonna equate that to comfort. A lot of people are not willing to sacrifice their level of comfort, right? Say, for instance, I knew this woman who was a single mother who had 3 kids. She slept on the couch. I think she had like a sofa bed or something. She slept on the couch for years so her children could have their own rooms. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, the average parent wouldn't have did that. The average parent probably would have put the child on the couch, you know what I'm saying? But she wanted her children to have their own bedrooms. So she slept on the couch for years on a sofa bed thing, you know, or whatever. So I think it equates to comfort. But to his point, right? You have a lot of people that'll say, I'll die for mine, I'll die for mine, right?
Yeah.
Years ago I started saying to myself, all right, Jay, how about you live for yours, right? Because a lot of times we willing to quote unquote die.
No captivity.
You ain't just
It
shoot
was
a bar at
a
Ray
little
J
boom
just
boom.
then, did you?
Well, I mean, it wasn't towards Ray J. This was just something I came to, you know, in my
It
little
seemed like y'all was in a
meditation. You
rap
feel
battle
me?
just then, you
Yeah,
know.
a little cipher, you know, a little razzle dazzle. You feel me? But you know, it was something I said to myself, right? Like, okay, we always hear people talking about they gonna die for this, they gonna die for this. But okay, are we willing to live for hours? And when I say are we willing to live for hours, that means, you know, strive for your like to achieve your highest good, to be in that space and embody that. You know what I'm saying? To exhibit and show up in that higher self a lot more often. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's living for yours. That's being an example. That's a part of breaking those generational curses, generational choices, behavioral patterns, whatever people want to call them. You feel me? Those are things that we ought to strive for. So yeah, um albeit death can be a scary thing, right, for people. But really and truly, death is the easy part, in my opinion. It's scary as shit. Let's be clear, scary as shit. I actually have anxiety around death, right? But that's another story. But
Hmm.
to live, that requires more effort. Dying is easy.
So when I heard what Ray J said, I think what Ray J. I don't remember Ray J's father. Was Ray J father? Was their mother and father together growing up when they had their little reality show? Do you remember their reality show?
Don't get me to lie, but I don't recall ever seeing them.
I don't recall seeing Ray J's father. I might be wrong, but I took it to when he said that a lot of times parents reflect on what they experienced, and
Mm-hmm.
and they try to protect their kids from going through the same things that they experienced when they were kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so let me bring my brother in here. Next level. I think he pretty much copacetic right now. Let me see. Next level, how you feeling, bro?
No Cap-tivity.
Look, what up, Freezy?
All right, all right, all
What's up,
right.
Just Jay?
Howdy.
Say Freezy, this Ecamm work better with Chrome, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I had to do. Yeah. It was I be
Oh,
getting
that's
it
what
be
you was
tripping.
having problems with. What you was trying to go on Firefox or Safari?
Just yeah, Safari, yeah.
No, Chrome is it works best with Chrome. That's the first thing they tell us when we get the software. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I just want to chime in on this topic and stuff.
Yeah.
I want to ask, like, far as when y'all was talking about the erect, I don't want to say the word wrong, but the differences and stuff, like, what do you consist is that, or can it be like an array of things?
Man, we tried to break that shit down.
That's what I got from it.
It's really like, I think Zoe said it in the chat. It's like a bunch of gray area and loopholes uh that legal experts came up with in order to justify natures of divorce, certain levels of divorce, right? I don't even think it's anything concrete. It's whatever. It's almost like
Somebody in the chat said it's a get out of jail free card. I thought that was funny.
yeah, exactly. It's almost like saying you're a man, but waking up one day and saying you really a woman, and that's who you are. That's what you identify with. That's how I take it. Like, it's whatever you identify with.
To
It
me,
can
it's
be
too much
whatever you
shit to
want.
explain, and it's just as simple as I don't like you enough to work this shit out, or
what
I
about
ain't, I ain't, I ain't got enough energy to try to work it out. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is super generalized, is what I get from it overall.
what do you guys? I mean, not guys. Well, what do you, Just Jay and Freezy? What do y'all think about far as lifestyle differences?
It matters. It's only so. I mean, okay. In regards to like, what? Can you give me an example?
I'm gonna just use myself as an example. I mean, because that's what happened with me. I mean, I was married, and I was end up getting divorced due to lifestyle differences. But that wasn't. I mean, it wasn't. It was. It fell into the.
It was a part of it.
I mean, nah. That was just it. Period. That was
Oh,
it.
okay.
Period.
That could fall under
Well,
irreconcilable differences.
Yeah. That's what I'm
hmm
saying. But it wasn't too long enough, so I was able to get an annulment.
oh, okay. That's what's up. Lucky you.
Yeah, but what
What
it
y'all
is
lasted
is
about it? What y'all lasted about a year and a half or something?
not even, not even. It was about 9 months.
Oh, okay.
But here's the thing. Like, see, I had been with this person for like years. We basically, like, known each other like pretty much all our life. We grew up with each other, whatever. But like I said, I come from the streets, and I was
Mhm.
really in the streets, and I was like a liaison in the streets, doing all type of things and stuff like that. But so like I was telling you about my story, and I told you I was dealing with a woman that was in the streets. So if I'm in the streets and I'm this the only thing that I know is the streets. Yes, okay. If you a businessman, you can groom your woman to be a businesswoman or to make business deals or to
Right.
know business transactions. But when you're in the streets, you gonna groom your woman to know finesses and cons and scams or whatever to get over the street shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's the lifestyle that we was in. So like, I mean, even like when people say like what's the end goal in a lot of people of the streets is like my whole goal was to get out the streets, but to far as on the hustling and drugs aspect. And the goal was to to venture off into like white
Legit.
collar crime
Le- oh,
instead of
okay.
being on the streets doing drugs. You can do
Yeah.
shit like Enron was doing on a smaller scale or whatever.
Next level had
It still wasn't
aspirations. You
about
understand
legit.
me?
Yeah.
That was never
He
a mind frame.
Inside trading.
So when you have that street mentality and that illegal mentality, like like it's hard for people to escape that mentality, and people gotta go through something either traumatic to get out of that, either jail, near death, or whatever the case. And in my case, I
mm-hmm.
lost my brother, and I was going through the trial like they was charging me for that. So at the
Mm.
end of the day, I was like, hold up, I don't want no parts of this lifestyle at all. I want to be clean as a whistle. And at the end of the day, like we just had a child. I had got a daughter with her. But at
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, like, not saying she just out there selling drugs or something. No, not just saying it or nothing. No, I'm not putting it out there. But she does engage in some activities that I would not want to partake in. It's just that.
She's still moving a way that you not trying to move in. Is basically what you're saying.
Exactly. And here's the thing, like, so me trying to take this strong stance of I'm trying to change my life. Like I stopped hustling and just got a job out of nowhere, out of town, just to refresh, restart. And like people wasn't believing in me. Like, no. So I really had to take that stance because like I don't want my daughter to grow up like I was gonna be raising her. Like y'all see next level right now. Like I wasn't next level like a year ago
Right.
or whatever. Like this is a work in progress. But at the end
Mm-hmm.
of the day, like they don't see me as this. They see me as what I used to be. But I'm just saying like I couldn't. I rather prove myself. And if we can rekindle that or whatever for the family, what's best for the child, it's fine. If not, you know what I'm saying? I already told her, like, and we already both got it understood, like, hey, look, like, we a family no matter what. Matter if you go get married, talk to
Mm-hmm.
somebody, I'ma always be here, because at the end of the day, I got a daughter. So
So next level, let me ask you this. Shout out to On Their Next Podcast. And shout out to Just Me in the building.
Hey, Freezy. Hey, Freeze, I appreciate that alley hoop, man. Ever since old Buddy come through, we've been talking about this space, and I'm venturing off, man. Hey, Buddy, solid dude, man. Buddy, solid. I ain't
Oh, you
gonna
talk
even lie.
on the next podcast?
Man, I'm tuned in. I'm locked in like Flynn.
No, he's solid,
Okay,
ain't it?
that's
I
what's
told
up.
you. Yeah, he's solid, bro.
Yeah, he's solid.
I be checking him out, man. That's my boy. So next level, you desire to rekindle your family.
I mean, at the end of the day, I reside. Yeah, my family. Before as even if not, I mean, I can't say on some Ray J type stuff because at the end of the day, I know what's best for the child is to have a two-parent household. But like I said, no matter what, and we got that understood because we want what's best for the child.
Well, just
But
it was saying it seemed like you really do love your child's mother.
Mm-hmm.
Most definitely, and even if say we both go and she get married and I get with a woman, I get married, whatever,
It's
that
still
woman gonna have
love.
to understand that not saying she holds a place like sexually or something, like this the mother of my child, like this my daughter, you know, like
Mature people will understand those levels,
that's the
right? When
thing, and a
you
lot of
when you
people
bring a child in the world with another person, right? Regardless to whether y'all as amicable or not as amicable, there is still a connection, right? Because some people and like, because I guess I agree to what Next Level is saying, it's still family. You know what I'm saying? It may not be for some people, it may not be family that they deal with, period. But it's they still family. There's still a connection that can't like you can't undo certain stuff, right? And so in the space, I be hearing a lot of narratives, which is wild as ever to me, right? Because y'all know one of the talking points, they always say that the quote unquote baby daddy could always go back and get it. I don't relate to none of that. When I'm done with a motherfucker, I'm done with a motherfucker. It ain't never been, oh, you could come back and tap in with Just Jay whenever you feel like it. I don't relate to that kind of bullshit, right? But the care that I have for the people that help me bring life into this world, it just is what it is. And to me, any mature person understands that, you know?
Poppy Blanco is in the building.
No Cap-tivity.
Poppy Blanco, what's going on with you, my brother?
What's good, family? How you been, bro?
Man, I just been grinding, dog. Just hanging in there, trying to stay above water. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, you get enraged, man. How's everybody else doing today?
We is all right, Poppy. All is well over here.
Poppy has kids. Let me blow up Poppy name because he in the dark. Poppy, you got all girls?
No, boy and a girl.
You got a boy and a girl. What do you think about when you've heard? I'm trying to blow your name up. Well, there we go. So I can put you right here in the center so everybody know who you are. So listen, what do you think about when you hear people say when you hear men address women, single mothers in the space, right? And they say, "Oh, you're a single mother," and these, some people are against men dating single mothers. And they tell the single mother, I used to hear Kevin Samuels say this all the time. Oh, you need to get back with your baby daddy. That's what you need to do. You don't need to get with another man. No, you need to get back with your baby daddy. What do you think? Do you think should people stay together for the kids' sake? What do you think about that notion?
I believe people should try to stay as together as possible, as much as they can, bro. Try like go to the stand to try to stay with their original parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody else gonna love your kids more than yourself. You see what I'm saying? And when a girl and I understand when they that would be the manosphere, the red pill guys. I be getting confused. I think like kind of the same in a way, right?
I thought they were the same shit.
Me too. I thought they were the same. To be honest, they got pretty much the same.
I need to
the
take
same
the class.
Ideology.
I ain't took the class yet. I need to
Not
take
the course, not the
I
red
need to
pill
take the course. Yeah.
Lord Jesus,
So
get certified.
So I understand when they say to the baby mama go back to the baby father because for it's for safety reason. I get that part. You know what I mean? You want the kid. You want the you want the kids to be with the original father. You don't want no strangers around that kid. And for the most part, bro, uh, unless a man is stepping early when those kids are like less than 5 years old, that's the only way those kids can look at the stepfather as a real father. That's where he can actually put his foot down and they will look at him like at the real father. You see what I'm saying?
If they less than 5
because
years
if the
old,
kid, to me, I think 5 max, bro.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That because shit, I think that would be a little bit too old, but let's say 5 because at that point That's when, and the reason why I use 4 and 5 is because that's when they start going to school. You know what I mean? You start dropping off the kids to school. That's when you can put into some sort of sport like swimming, whatever. You get a little suck, whatever you can put them in. So you start bonding with the kid that is not biologically yours, but you start bonding with the kid at that point because they can do a lot of shit on their own at that point. So I get that point when these manosphere guys say that. That makes a lot of sense to me. And instead of the bro just start jumping from dick to dick, which it becomes mad dangerous. You letting a niggas come into your house and shit like that, and you letting random niggas fucking meeting your fucking kid and shit like that. That's crazy.
Sorry for cutting you off. Finish your thought.
Most kids they ain't gonna like.
A boss will just give directives. So I mean, it's levels to it, but it's all depending on the. I mean, a lot of it is talking points to me. At the end of the day, what I was speaking on, Freezy, is basically a woman having a level of respect for her man, where man, you done had the conversation. You understand what I'm talking about. There is a level of reverence that comes with what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about a bitch just sitting in the house and just doing what the nigga said just for the sake of peace because she don't want to hit a nigga mouth. I'm talking about a woman who is happy and willing to do for the man. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, I think go ahead next level because I was gonna say something too. Go ahead next level. You next.
I mean, and she just really took most of what I was going to say. But let's just say this. Let's just use Poppy analogy. You know, he said my grandfather say jump, and she'll say how high. That's not. We gotta define submissive because if you ask me, that's more defined as a doormat, like how she said. Let's look at the movie Coming to America. The man said bark like a dog, and she was just standing there barking, roof, roof, jumping on one leg and all that. Is that submission or is that just being a doormat, being a fool, if you ask me?
Talking about Coming to America.
Yeah, like, like is that real submission or is that just like, I don't know. That's just my opinion though. I don't know.
Again, this is just my opinion. I'm not an authority on these kind of conversations because Freezy, you already know I don't qualify because I'm a single mother. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you how I prefer to move. I mean, see that's the thing, right? You hear some of the talking points about dudes. They'll say, "Oh, women want men to lie." You got men and women out here wanting to be lied to because you will have a man that will tolerate a woman who, if she do whatever he say, he will tolerate her, but that woman truly don't have a level of reverence for him. You know what I'm saying? It's levels to this shit, and especially if he got resources, right? Because we already know if a nigga got resources, that means she replaceable anyway. That means you had to have resources in order to get her. So that means that if you don't have resources, you can't maintain her, right? So again, I'm just giving my perspective. If I'm to give submission, if I'm to submit to a man, I have to value him. That means he's important in my life. That means I value him. That means he is vital to my life and what he brings. And I will be able to reciprocate that on some level.
Well, I believe this is what I believe. I believe that in order for a woman to truly follow her man, she has to believe in her mind and in her heart that that's the right thing to do. Like she has to believe that's the right thing to do, right?
And that comes with reverence.
Right. So I don't want my wife. I would feel uncomfortable with my wife doing what I tell her to do out of fright. Right. I would feel uncomfortable doing it. Like that would be more like a pimp in a whole relationship. Like do it.
So like, let me ask you a quick question,
slap the shit
Freezy.
out your ass or some shit.
I'm sorry. Wait. So let me ask you a quick question, right? And don't get me wrong, right? I can imagine that there were times in your relationship, you feel me, where you have to put your foot down. You have to be firm. That's
Right.
normal. That's normal. But all this, XYZ, whatever you say goes and da 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 da. Dudes could get that. You know what I'm saying? That's a person being obedient, and being obedient does matter, right? If you are coming from a perspective of a conventional relationship between like a conventional dynamic between a man and a woman, yeah, obedience matters too. So I'm not just dismissing any of that. I'm just talking about that level of value that can't be bought. You know what I'm saying? That just hit different. You know what I'm saying? When you have a woman that's willing to follow you to the ends of the earth, that shit hit different.
Well, here's the thing. This is what a lot of men and women forget. You can cultivate an environment where you actually can make a woman do what you want them to do out of fear, right?
And that's what I'm talking about.
Right. You can cultivate that type
That's
of
what I'm talking about.
environment. But here's the thing. She's going to do what you tell her to do in your presence. Right? Where it really counts is, what is she doing when she's not in your presence? How is she moving when she's not around you? You understand what I'm saying? Like, to me that
Trust your
requires,
judgment.
right, that requires a higher level of, see, that's when I would apply what just saying. That requires a level of reverence. Like, she's not just afraid of you. No, she respects you on a level where she actually believes in you. She believes in what you represent, what you believe. That's some other
Why do you
stratosphere
think?
type shit. I'm just saying that's some other shit.
Why do you?
That's what works for
Why
me
do you
though.
went
Sorry for
to that?
cutting you off. Let me
Right.
go on mute.
Why do you win? Why do you went to that string that she doing that? Yes, out of she's scared of you type of aura. I mean, type of energy. Why didn't you
You
went to
just
the
said
other
fear,
string? Like,
but you just said
what?
fear.
Why didn't what?
I said you just said fear, but you breaking up, so maybe I missed
Goddamn,
something. But I thought
I'm
you were
listening. Can you hear
saying
me?
you were speaking to that level of fear.
No, no. I said, why did y'all went to the string to the string of fear? Why didn't you went to the other which it would be she doing all of that to please her significant other, aka husband? You know, a
That's
lot of these women,
reverence. I
they
just,
like to, they
but that
enjoy
was what I said.
No,
pleasing their
but
men.
see,
I hope you know that, right?
this is why
Why
we
didn't
agree with that. But why I asked you, when Just Jay actually, when she described what you're saying right now, when she described, I asked you, oh, well, do you agree with Just Jay when it comes to a woman wanting to please her husband just because she respects him? I asked you, do you agree with what Just Jay was saying? You said no. That's why I didn't think you agreed with that. That's what I'm saying. No, if you agree
no,
with
no,
that,
no,
we
no. I didn't
agree.
agree about the whole if I love if no, no, no. Hold on. The part I didn't disagree was the whole the like partial submission kind of thing. Like, if he got to do this. I mean, like, of course, if he your man, I hope you're supposed to submit to.
Papa, your mic went out a little bit. It went out. I don't know
God,
if you're in a bad area.
can you hear me good now, Brody?
I hear you real good now.
Yeah, I am. I don't know. Oh, my fault.
No,
Yeah, I'm in the bad area. I don't know. Can you hear me good? My bad, brother.
Yeah, you good now. I hear you.
Yeah. No, what I was yes, so what I was saying more like into the whole partial thing, like, oh, if he do this and that, then I submission. I'm like, listen, I'm not into that whole submission talk, bro. I think once you decide to get with that man, I think you're supposed to do whatever that man tell you to do, bro. You're already in and with him. So why would you be with somebody that you don't respect and give him quote unquote partial submission? That makes no sense. It's like me. It's like me getting LeBron James and he tell me he's gonna play halfway. What's the point?
So you're saying if a woman made a decision to commit herself to a man, she has a duty to follow his leadership. That's what you're saying?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Do you agree with
So
that?
why she win in the first place?
You agree with that, Just Jay? I just wanted to make sure,
Yeah, so for the sake of clarity, I wasn't talking about whatever he said. I didn't even give tangible conditions and stuff like that. I said to get that level of submission. So that's not saying, oh, I'm in a relationship, but now I'm requiring this whole list of stuff before I submit, because I wouldn't give submission to a man and be in a relationship with him anyway if I didn't have that level of reverence for him. So yeah, so I wasn't talking about being in a relationship and then saying, "Oh, you're not going to get this." Like I didn't even speak to that. I was just saying for the level of submission that men be saying that they want, it comes with a level of reverence. But that's just me. I want to like the person that I'm with. I want to be in a place where I am willing to please that person and do it in a non-begrudging way. I don't want to just do what a nigga say and be begrudging and mad about it and shit like that. I want to be happy about
oh,
it. So that's
so
what I was speaking to.
so let me ask Poppy. So now let's go back to the fear factor. So Poppy, you're saying that are you saying you don't agree with a man leading with fear?
No. Listen, man. I think fear, it should be like it should be in there, but it would be at minimum fear. And when I say fear, I'm not talking about physical. Now you wanna beat the bitch, and I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this woman loving you so much and caring for you so much and respecting you so much that she feel that that if she don't got her act together, he might walk away. You see what I'm saying? Like she might get replaced
Or
for
it
the
might
next
be
joint.
just fear of disappointing her husband. She don't want to disappoint him, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like she wants to she wants to show herself to him to the point that she want to present herself to the point that she want to be seen as like the best woman that he ever been with. So it's she gonna feel that fear, like, oh my god, I don't want to disappoint this man.
Yeah,
I don't want this man
I'm
to
gonna tell you
even look
something,
at.
Poppy. Let me tell you something. I totally agree with what you're saying, and I'm gonna tell you this is why it's important for us to have healthy conversations, because this is evident that people have different ways of processing, you know, what they're trying to what they're trying to express, right? But to be honest with you, the destination that we just landed to, I pretty much think that you, Just Jay, and this lover and me, we all agree on the same thing. I think we're just calling it different things, but I think we landed on the same point, and I agree with you. I think
I agree.
yeah, I think a woman should have a healthy sense of fear, and I think we can correlate that healthy sense of fear with respect, reverence. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff, right? And this is
Right.
why I like to have
The same
conversations
thing with
like
your kids.
that's a fact.
But I already spoke to that. Did I not say valuing? Sometimes the talking points get in the way and people just automatically ready to disagree. If you value a person, if I value something, I will automatically have a healthy level of fear of losing what I value. So maybe that's why I got a little bit confused with the conversation, because earlier y'all was talking about fear, and so to me, that seemed to be a bit separate from just having a healthy level of fear. Anything that a person values, on some level, they may have some fear about losing it. And that's just
That,
generally speaking. So yeah, I mean, yeah, if you
that's
value something, you're gonna be afraid to lose it.
that's a fact. That's a fact. Man, you
Yeah,
know what? I
yeah,
love y'all,
can't wait.
man. I love y'all, man. For real,
No captivity.
Go ahead, Poppy. Go ahead, Poppy.
Another thing, we need to stop kind of saying the talking point part, man, because there is nothing new saying that somebody haven't said in the past. It's kind of like
Okay, no
continue
worries, you
saying the
got it.
talking points, but
I can see
the,
you
the,
got
the
you got a
same.
good point. You're right.
Yeah, because everything that no, this is for everybody too. Like this is everything that we saying over here right now. Somebody said it yesterday in another country. Somebody said it in another YouTube channel. Somebody said it in the 80s, in the 70s, in 60s. There is nothing new under the sun. You see what I'm saying? So when y'all continue saying like talking point, like, well, there is nothing new out here to kind of go on.
Well, when I speak about
Whatever
talking
I'm saying
points,
right
I
now, I'm pretty
mean
sure
it gets
somebody
in the
said it
way
last
of
year,
it gets in the
last
way of
week,
having
last
genuine
decade.
conversation. No, when I speak about talking points, I talk about how it gets in the way of having just a general conversation, a fluid conversation that just flows and is genuine. And people just show up just to have the conversation because then the points get in the way. But I concede to what you're saying. It makes sense. You're right.
But
Yeah.
I want to speak on something for the subject change real quick. Uh, y'all spoke on when a woman get married, it's her duty to listen to everything that man says. I don't think so. Cause at the end of the day, let's be real. All men and even all men that get married aren't the right type of leaders. Let's like you can't. I think a woman needs to still have some type of core values within herself. Cause look at this here. Look at how a lot of men lead women wrong. Let's look at a perfect example that we all know. Look at the Whitney and Bobby Brown situation. Come on, baby, come hit this crack with me. You know, I'm just saying, like, come on now.
Well,
I just saying.
I think that a woman should not, realistically, a woman should not do everything a man tells her to do, because sometimes the woman's way of doing it might be better, right? If a wise man would listen to his woman in certain aspects of, you know, whatever they're confronted with. She might, you know, my wife might have more knowledge and know-how on certain subject matters, right? But I do think when it comes to listening to your husband, yeah, I think your wife should always listen to you. Because
And that's where insight comes into play. You know what I'm
right,
saying? There are
right.
some things like, a woman well, I'm just giving y'all my perspective again. I don't speak for other people, I speak for me. Okay. Anybody that I'm with, right? And so again, this is one of the reasons why I have been single for so long, because if I am with somebody, I am going to submit to them. And I don't submit to just any and everybody. So yeah, so that's why Just Jay been single so long. It ain't because she a masculine hyena. It's just because Just Jay is choosy. My son 22 and can't tell you about a bunch of niggas that been bouncing in and out of her house, nor dicks that she been bouncing on. You understand what I'm saying? Because I just move a little bit different in that regard, right? But in regards to what we're talking about, in regards to the subject, you know what I'm saying? That is why I've been single, because that submission, yeah, I'm not gonna be with a man that I don't respect. Listen, Freezy, the way I move, if I could call my man a bitch ass nigga in my head, I don't need to be with him, because guess what? I don't respect him. If I could even say it in my head, I do not respect him.
Damn, I need to
But
ask
that's
my wife.
me.
Need to ask my wife if she done call me a bitch ass nigga, man.
Nah, she probably done call you a motherfucker. She probably call you a motherfucker. But she probably ain't call you a bitch ass nigga. She call you a motherfucker. But you understand what I'm saying? It's levels to it, you know. But she probably call you a
Let's hope
motherfucker
no,
for sure.
Freezy.
I'm finna get a divorce, man. Fuck that shit.
I'm hollering. But
Yeah.
but yeah, shit, I lost my train of thought. What I was gonna say with the what you said before that, yeah, listening, right? So for me, it's a matter of right, like the woman has foresight in the way I view things, right? A dude that I'm with, right? I'm supposed to be able to have his six, so that mean I got his back. And I don't use this analogy, right? If the dude, like, I think on one of my lives I was talking about, a woodchuck, whatever. He up here chopping up logs and all kind of stuff. He working, he got his head down, he got the axe to the wood, shit flying everywhere. I have to have his six. I have to have his back. You know what I'm saying? Because there's different dangers around, right? And it's just an analogy, right? But I would need to have his six because his head down and his head is down and he's focused on his work. So to me, a solid woman
Uh, yeah,
would
yeah.
have a man six, would be able to look out, you know what I'm saying? Make sure the perimeter cool. And there's a level of insight that comes along with the intuitive nature of a woman. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times men have tunnel vision, because y'all focused on whatever y'all doing. Y'all in that warrior phase, you know what I'm saying? You out chasing shit, you know what I'm saying? And so sometimes y'all have tunnel vision, women, because we built the way we built, right? And shout out to a lot of these new people, right? They demonize the way women are built, but it serves a purpose. We see all the details, we see all the little nuances. You know, when people feel like we just being extra, girl, you just being extra. Nah, we pick up on a lot of shit, right? That's where we come into play. But ultimately, like you said, Freezy, if we are talking about the conventional dynamics between a man and a woman, his decision is the final decision.
Right. Exactly.
You know,
Go
so
ahead, Poppy.
Yeah. Let me make an announcement. Just Jay, she's no single no more, man. She with me now. She
Hey,
with
see.
me now, man.
No,
We gonna we gonna we we gonna attain that masculine high in a real damn. We're gonna put her in her femininity real quick, man. When
I'm
she
gonna tell
me
you.
and her
I don't
go
need a
happily
timer.
Colombian,
I don't
baby,
need a
man.
timer.
Listen. I'm gonna tell
Mm-mm.
y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what happened. Poppy heard Just Jay say, "Yeah, I ain't bouncing. I'm not bouncing on a bunch of dicks." Poppy say,
Listen,
"Oh,
listen.
No
okay."
captivity.
That's
Just
what I'm
Jay
saying.
for
That be
Dade
part of the
County.
narratives, though. That's why all
Hey,
these single mothers out here just busting it wide open on a regular. Like, listen, I don't relate to a lot of this shit these people be talking about, but it
yes, Jay.
is what
Well,
it is.
listen. Say those activity for me, baby. I'm flying you this weekend. Don't worry about it, man. We
Oh
talk about it when
Jesus,
you
that
here
sounds
when you get
scary.
here. But
Oh,
next level, man. You was way up. I don't know if you ever watched the documentary, fam, but Whitney was the one that got Bobby into the crack game, Brody.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know if you
yeah.
watched the
Hey,
documentary.
like I said in the chat, I said my bad example. But I mean, I ain't too familiar with the story. I'm a little young with it. But at the end
I
of the day, how they
I am
paint Bobby Brown and how they paint Whitney, they paint Whitney as a church girl. And they paint
because you
Bobby
gotta
as
you gotta
somebody
understand.
off the street. But at the end of the
Yeah, you
day,
gotta.
my example was saying like it's a lot of men that's leading women wrong. Like how I can use myself in the example, like I was telling you, I was in the streets. I was grooming my woman to be in the streets and to do what I was doing. It's a lot of men leading women wrong. And I can use myself as an
But
example. And I see this. I
but
see
next
other
level,
men leading women
but the
wrong.
thing,
You know.
but this is what I'm trying to say, bro. Like when a man and a woman decides to get like married, right? When they decide to go down that path, at that point, both parties should study each other long enough to see they made the right decision. I mean they went through levels. Like I mean, Freeze is the married. I mean, I don't know if you're married, but I think Freeze is the married one over here. I don't know if he will agree or disagree with me on this
Yeah,
one.
I'm married. Go ahead.
No, what I'm saying is like before you got married with your wife, you went through a lot of steps to make sure that that was the right wife and for you to pick, and vice versa. She went through a lot of steps to pick her husband, right? Am I right
That's
or
a
wrong?
fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
All right then. So at that point, like I say, listen, at that point, once a woman go down that path with a guy, women were created to be helpmen. That's the last. That's the last. That's it's in the Bible, nigga. You don't have to take my word. It's in the fucking Bible. You see what I'm saying? Well, women was created to be a man helpman, right? So when they decide to become quote unquote one, she gotta listen to not necessarily everything, but most of what that man say. Whatever that man say goes. He's the stops ends with him. I mean the bus stop with him. That's what I'm saying. She putting pretty much her life in his hand in a way, no physically, not like that, but like, man, you the man driving this bus. Take us wherever you need to take us. Am I right or wrong, Freezy? You the decision maker in your house.
What? I'm gonna tell you the
Are you the
truth.
decision maker in your house?
No. Listen to what I'm saying. You're absolutely right because before we got married, I told my wife, "Listen, I'm ready to get married, and I know you've been ready to get married. I'm just letting you know. After we get married, are you ready to follow me? Are we gonna have any problems? Let's go ahead and talk about this now before we tie the knot. Because once we get married, we have a verbal contract. Fuck the courts. We got I believe. Listen, we got a verbal contract. You say you ready to be under my covering. You ready to be my wife? She said, yes, I'm ready. Okay, so we know what that means. We know what that means.
Yeah, yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. And I'm not saying like on some like on some like bitch, you're gonna do this. No,
No,
because
but
listen,
you can't. But the thing
I
about it
get
is,
females to do it.
you can't be saying it like it's a dictator thing because she had the choice. She had the choice on,
Exactly.
on to say no, I'm not ready yet, and I would have respected that. And I'm not. It's
Submission
not
is
like
a gift.
It's not like I'm Hitler or something. I'm not Hitler, but I'm not finna
Right, right,
tolerate
right.
a bunch of disrespect in my man. I'm not all that toxic dysfunction shit that we be that Maury Jerry Springer. I ain't going with it. I'm not do that
But
shit.
Freezy, submission
Word.
is a gift.
Hey, she gave it to me.
Right. So my thing is, if she didn't give you that gift, then who would you be a leader of? You see what I'm saying?
Right. So this was the thing. She made me believe, and she told me she agrees with the terms of the covenant. She agrees.
Right.
She was willing to move forward, with this understanding, and we haven't had no problems.
And but some people too seem to like, especially in the spaces, like they make it as if like it's a one and done. You got two adults, right, that was raised in different households coming together. So there are gonna be some things that have to be ironed out. You know what I'm saying? Like I think some people who are looking to get married and stuff, like I would hate for them to have like this romanticized idea of leadership, because if we're gonna be honest, right, it seems, and this is just a personal opinion, it seems like a lot of men romanticize leadership, and leadership ain't to be romanticized. Leadership ain't fucking fun. What the fuck is fun about leadership? What's fun about that level of leadership? Like niggas be romanticizing shit. And it's just like this false ego tripping, you know what I'm saying? Cause she gonna do what I say, and I'm the leadership ain't fun. Cause when the shit fall down and they looking at you and you sitting up there and you ain't got no answers for them motherfuckers, I can imagine that make your stomach. I can imagine your stomach being knots.
And guess what? You're absolutely right. That's why it's imperative for us to be on the same page, because I'm gonna have stressful times as a decision maker in this house, and sometimes I might not even have the answers. But I don't need her disrespecting me during those pivotal times. I don't need her disrespecting me at all. But I need us to stay on the same page so both of us can think clearly.
Right.
Both of us can communicate clearly, right? And so I know that I needed that. I know I needed see, to me that's what love is. To me that's what true love is, when the respect is in place. Right? When they respect you enough, when they love you enough to do what they feel like what they know they need to do as a wife. My wife know I loves her because she know I love her, because she knows I'm gonna do what I need to do as a husband. I love her enough to maintain my duty as a husband, do what I need to do.
To
And
me,
she
when the
feel
foundation is set, if
yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. You can say what you're about to say, because I think you're going to speak to what Poppy said and what I said, and then after you say what you got to say, I want Zoe to get in there real fast. Shout out to Zoe. Go ahead.
Okay,
Sis.
I was just gonna say, I think once the foundation is set, right? So in the beginning, right, because you have two adults that have different experiences, right? I do think that there takes a little bit of ironing out, right? If people are committed to relating and understanding one another, right? Once the foundation is set, to me, those things shouldn't be a struggle. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
And as humans, you feel me, we have flare ups and shit like that. So maybe she having an off time or something for whatever reason. There are different things that are impacting her life, you know what I'm saying? And those are the
Yeah.
things that have to be ironed out. But ultimately, you know what I'm saying, that foundation, once that's set, to me, the other things ought to be light work. When the other stuff becomes a burden, to me, it's because the foundation isn't set, or it's unstable in some way. So that's all I was gonna say.
And Big Pressure said it best. He said, "Don't fear me, fear God." That's the moniker we live under. Like, cause I'm not perfect.
That's
Like,
what's
I'm
up.
not perfect. I'm gonna make mistakes, and you said it just like when we have real conversations about relationships and marriage, people are gonna make mistakes, and you're gonna have tumultuous times. You know what I'm saying? But the the key points is how do people work through those times? Like, how do you communicate to one another? You understand what I'm saying? Like, what kind of understanding do you have? And that boils down to
Right.
exactly what we said, the reverence factor, you know what I'm saying? And all of that. A healthy sense of fear of God, first and foremost a healthy sense of fear of God, right? And so my wife doesn't, a lot of times she don't want to disrespect me because she feel like she'll be disrespecting the Most High as well. But that's the moniker we live by. I'm not saying it's different strokes for different folks.
But
I'm
that's the
just saying,
value system. That's the
yeah,
value
that's our
system y'all
value
have in
system.
place.
Yeah, exactly. Zoe, what do you say there, Zoe?
What's good, y'all? I just wanted to hop in real quick. I've been following the conversation. I did fall out a little bit, but I did come back and I did want to address.
You fell out with me, Zoe? What I did to you?
No, not fall out. I
just playing.
Hey,
no Cap-tivity.
Hey, Just Jay. Now I did have a little beef with somebody in the chat. No beef, real beef. It wasn't real beef, but I don't want no problems with nobody. I don't want none of that. That wasn't. I just caused trouble a little bit, but to the topic I wanted to speak on, I did like the direction you was going in, because a lot of people don't look at leadership by itself as well. You look at life in general. Let me start there. Life in general is a journey from point A to point B. Everyone lives. Everyone's gonna die at some point, and you get to choose who you're going to follow, as men and as women. And when it comes to the relationship subcategory, you kind of can see what kind of people that you have that are following you that you can choose from, and for women, what kind of men that you're on the same path as that you want to follow with. So it's like, if you're on the same journey, you can complain to my old lady for a little bit and then let it rock out.
Hey,
get some pussy before you go to sleep. That's
Appreciate
it.
the convo, Freezy.
Listen, man. I really appreciate y'all contributing to the conversation. We had some great minds up here. Zoe, thank you for coming, man. To the show, man. You know I respect your mind. Poppy he always gonna make us think. Next level, man. Thank you for challenging us, and Just Jay always holding it down. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
All right, man. Listen, until the next
Yeah,
time,
see
I
you
love
later.
y'all.
Respect.
Reese, bye my nigga. Bye, Just Jay, next level. I see you later.
Be well, y'all.
Y'all take care.
All right, Just Jay. All right,
y'all.
Later.
Freezy, you know what it is.
You know what it is, bro. Listen, y'all. Listen. This has been an excellent conversation, man. Shout out to Dave Simpson.
Super chat.
Shout out to Dave Simpson for the $10 super cap. He said next level paid the light bill. I'm paying the water bill. Shout out to Big Dave in the building.
No Cap-tivity.
Shout out to Big Dave. Also, let's see. Shout out to my sister Ada Mija for the $5 super cap. She said, for petrol.
No Cap-tivity.
Shout out to Ada Mija. Appreciate you, sis. Appreciate you. She said for that gas. Listen. Just want to say, man, I really appreciate y'all. Real talk, man. This has been an excellent show. And I'm going to tell you something. A lot of people probably look at us and be like, how do they get to solutions on their show? How do they have healthy conversations on their show? How do they end up respecting each other on their show? Shout out to A.R. Smitty. I seen you, bro. I seen you, A.R. Smitty, man. What's going on with you, bro? And Mariah Smith. Shout out to Mariah Smith and Marcus Evans, man. Just me, Mariah Smith. Yeah, all y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. It's because we really care about the conversation. We really care. You can tell when somebody is passionate about the conversation, and and on a lighter note, they just care about the conversation. You know what I'm saying? We care. We don't care about being right. We care about the conversation. It's a difference. It's a difference between caring about being right and caring about the conversation. It hit a little different.
No Cap.
It hit a little different. Yeah, it's a little different. Yeah. Let me see. First 1 Peter 3 and 7. It's time for the benediction, y'all. Let me see. We're going to do this one again. I never get tired of this one right here. I never get tired of this one. Let me see. 1 Peter 3 and 7. First Peter 3 and 7. Let me see. Here we go. I don't think we've read it. We've read it to this extent, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna read it. We're gonna read it to this extent right here. This is perfect. This is 1 Peter chapter 3. This is 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 5 through 8, right? And it reads, "For after this manner in the old time, the holy women also who trusted in God adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands." So when a woman is married and she becomes a wife, you want to know the best way to adorn yourself? Be in subjection to your own husband, right? Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well and are not afraid with any amazement, right? So here it is. This is exactly what we was talking about. A wife should want to do well. A wife should want to do well because she loves, first of all, she respects God, and she wants to do well for her husband, not because she's afraid, right? Not because she's afraid as like a horror story or something like that, you know, like intense fear. No, it's because she reverences her husband. First and foremost, she reverences the Lord, and she's treating her husband almost like she's treating her husband as if he's her Lord as well, because she understands that she is the daughter of the Most High God. And number 7 reads, "Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge." So this is what we were talking about. Understand your wife. Understand who you're dealing with. Okay, your wife is not Beyonce. Okay, she's not she might not be diva. She might not have a diva mindset. Right? She she might not require a Birkin bag. She might not be high maintenance. You got to know who you dealing with. You got to know who your wife, who your wife really is. That's your duty as a husband. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel. Men, you need to learn your wives, learn who they are. And that requires you to pay attention to your wife. And as being heirs together of the grace of life, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. You want to know how to get your prayers answered when you join hands together? Follow these instructions. Learn your wife. Understand, giving honor to your wife. Learn your wife and treat her as the weaker vessel that you know her to be. Right? Finally, be ye all of one mind. This is the most important. Be ye all of one mind, having compassion for one another. Everybody be forgetting that part, don't they? Finally, be ye all of one mind, having compassion one of another. The wife shouldn't just have compassion for her husband. No, the husband should also have compassion for his wife. Come on now.
No captivity.
I know. Yeah, listen. I know we red pill and we manage, but no, it's okay to be soft for your wife and have compassion for your wife. It's okay. This is what the scripture says. We got to get a clear understanding on how the Most High wants us as men to treat our wives. No, it's okay for us to have compassion for our wives too. Love as brethren, be pitiful, be courteous.
No captivity.
Shout out to the whole No Cap crew. Shout out to the early No Cap crew. Shout out to all the mods. And shout out to all the top tier mods. You know who you are. Thank you to everybody who left a cash cap. Thank you to, let me see. Thank you to, let me see. I'm still calling Frank. I'm still calling it Frank. Thank you to Frank for his $20 cash cap and for being one of the first sponsors of the show. Thank you to my sister Jet Cora for her $5 cash cap. Also, let me see. Thank you to Ada Mija for her $5 super cap. Thank you for Big Dave Simpson for his $10 super cap. Thank you for McColl's Wellness and Motion for her $10 super cap. Thank you for Ada Mija for her $5 super cap again. Thank you for Ben Dora for his, let me say his whole name. Dora Rahu Ben Dora for his $2 super cap. Thank you for Rush Enterprise Stocks for his $5 super cap. Thank you for Corey Love for being one of the sponsors of co-sponsors of tonight's show. One of the sponsors of tonight's show. Thank you for stopping through, Corey Love, and thank you again for Dora Rahu Ben Dora for his other $2 super cap. And last but not least, thank you to the sponsor of the show. And my bad, Next Level, for not putting the 50 cent on there. My bad, Next Level, for not putting the 50 cent on there. There's the 50 cent. Y'all see it. Next Level is the official sponsor of tonight's show with $20.50. Thank you, Next Level.
No captivity.
Thank you, Next Level. I appreciate you, bro. Much love. Y'all, I got to get up out of here. Y'all know where I'm going. I'm going over to Anton Daniels' channel. Because I am co-hosting his show tonight. As usual, we're going to have an excellent conversation. No Cap crew, I love y'all. Y'all know we stand on our grind. It's and we just want to thank the Most High for blessing us each and every day. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for blessing me. Okay, thank y'all. Thank y'all for blessing me. And y'all know what I always say. Y'all know what I always say. Let me see. Just sis said, Freezy, get your ass up out of here. Y'all know what I always say. And also to be a part of the No Cap, remember to be a part of the No Cap campaign, you can share anything you like about this platform and share it to any one of your platforms, right? Share it to any one of your social media platforms, screenshot it, and send it to, you can either, send it to my IG, which is No Captivity with Freezy, or you can screenshot it and send it to this Gmail right here. Let me put it in the chat. Freezy76@gmail.com. Freezy76@gmail.com. Thank y'all for just being family. All right. And y'all know what I always say. And make sure y'all say y'all prayers and read your scriptures too, man. Okay. Make sure you read your scriptures. All right. To free yourself, you must heal yourself. And until the next time, we out of here.
No captivity.